Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Hi. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. I'm really sorry to get this meeting started late. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. There's so much interest here. It's great to see everybody here in colored t-shirts and representing for the business that you're here for. So sorry this got started late. We had some major technical difficulties. We were going to be presenting some PowerPoints up here. That's not working, so everybody's just going to go ahead and roll with it. This is the Cannabis Community Meeting. Let's see, we are going to be bringing an applicant in shortly. I just wanted to kind of discuss how this program has come about and where we are. But first, I see that there are a lot of people in the hallway. So I wanted to let you know we are going to be using the council chambers as an overflow room. We're going to do the council chambers because it's up here on the same floor. Right across from the staircase to the left is the council chambers. It has seats in there. We have signs up that show where you can live stream it to watch it. And because it's so packed in here tonight, we just ask that if you're one of maybe the later applicants that's going to present, that if your applicant is going to present later on this evening, that would be Embark, TAT, ZASA, or Harbor Management Group, then maybe you might be able to go into the overflow room, or one of the later applicants move to the other room, while those who are for the earlier applicants can stay in here ready to give their public comment. Let's see. So, as you know, I believe it was November of 2020, the City Council had taken action to go ahead and pass an ordinance to allow us to have commercial cannabis businesses in the City of Ventura. By resolution, they approve up to 5 retail establishments and up to 10 industrial type establishments in the City of Ventura. We are waiting for a Coastal Commission approval for 2 out of those 5 retail establishments. So in this round of applications, we are only going to be approving up to 3. We started with about 26, and we're down to our top 8 retail applicants, as well as 1 industrial type, which is a distribution application. All of these applicants have gone through very rigorous evaluation process. That included being evaluated by our consultant, which is Hinderlady de Llamas. They evaluated the business plan, qualification of owners, various aspects that were more technical that our consultant has experience in evaluating. After that, the applicants went to phase 3, in which our staff selection committee committed interviews. And that was the second half of our evaluation criteria that they conducted those interviews about. And that included topics such as neighborhood compatibility, looking at walking paths to school, very important topics to our community that our staff, which included the police chief and other directors, spent time with all of the applicants evaluating. So after this whole process, now we're here where we have our top 8 selected of the retail and 1 industrial, where we're going to hear from them tonight. So each of them will give a 10-minute presentation without a PowerPoint. Then after that presentation is given, we're going to go ahead and call up the public comment for that applicant, that kind of keep them all relatable. We're going to get a count to see how much time speakers will have. We wanted to start with 3 minutes, but with the turnout, we might have to reduce that to 1. So we'll let you know before public comment starts. And I think that's going to be the cycle of the process for tonight. This is not a question-answer session, so I just want to make sure everybody knows that in advance. All the comment that we get here tonight is being recorded, so the city manager will be able to watch this meeting. He's also going to be given all of the public comment that's been submitted in a written version. We have the online public form on our website, as well as anything that's been emailed or mailed in. All of it's compiled and being given to him. Everything's weighted the same whether you speak here tonight, or if you know people who want to comment after watching this meeting tonight, and they can go on the website and use that form to go ahead and submit their comment. So with that all being said, We can go ahead and get started with our first applicant. Mm-hmm. Okay, so just to make some room to make sure that everybody who is here for the 3 applicants that are first on the list, if you are here for Ventura's Finest, which is 3037 Golf Course Drive, Shrine, which is 1860 South Victoria, and Haven, which is 1981 South Victoria, stay in here so we can line you up for public comment. But if you're not one of those 3, would you mind just kind of either stepping to the hallway or live streaming in the other room to give people an opportunity to speak on those 3 and to come into the room? Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes, we want to rotate people in and out. Okay, so this is Matthew Shoemaker from Ventura's Finest. He is our distribution applicant, and we'll go ahead in time 10 minutes and get your presentation started. So sorry about the PowerPoint.
Can I hold up a slide? Good afternoon, my name is Matthew Shoemaker. I'm the sole applicant for a distribution license, not to be confused with a retail license. I'm gonna hold up my slides since we don't have a PowerPoint. I was born right here in Ventura. I graduated high school from St. Bonaventure here in Ventura. And I also am a local business owner on the east end of Ventura since 2014. A distribution business is very different from retail. We do not sell any products to the public. We only sell to licensed retailers. We are the distribution arm of the industry. Every product available in a dispensary was delivered to and by a licensed distributor. Ventura's Finest is located at 3037 Golf Course Drive in the industrial parts of Ventura. We are the distribution arm of the industry. Every product available in a dispensary was delivered to and by a licensed distributor. What I have here is showing you a supply chain for California's cannabis. It all starts off with the cultivation license, which is the grower arm of the industry. And it works its way through the distribution license to then get tested and make it to the end consumer at the retail license. A retail license could be a storefront retail, which is a dispensary, or it could be a licensed retail with no storefront, which is a delivery cannabis. It all starts off with the cultivation. There's also a manufacturing license, which the distributor would then supply raw material to get extracted or processed from a manufacturing and make it to the end consumer, which is where they make edibles, topicals. A retail license could be a storefront retail, which is another process, or also then to take it to the nose testing facility to make sure that it's compliant and they're safe for the end consumer. So the distribution is a center hub of all cannabis to make it to the process from a manufacturing make it to the end consumer, which is where they make edibles, topicals. A retail license could be many of the consumers associated with a retail, or also then to take it to the nose testing facility. We are not open to the public. There's no lines outside the front door. So there's no parking issues or concerns because it's not a heavy flow of traffic to the process. The odor is controlled, which is where they make edibles, topicals, and it is going to be in a refrigerated unit where it's all compartmentalized to make sure it's safe and stored properly. There's no. Our building is locked and secured 24/7. There's no parking issues or concerns. It does not attract any children, and it is not even advertised on the exterior of our building. And it is going to be in a refrigerated. We are over 3,700 feet away from the school to make sure it's safe, and there are no residential areas in our area. There's no the location for our distribution license has been thoroughly vetted and approved by not attracting any children, and it is not even advertised. If the city of Ventura does not issue a city distribution permit, we are over 37 the fees and taxes payable by a distributor will be paid to a different city when a Ventura dispensary sells a product. The location for our distribution license has been thoroughly vetted and approved by not attracting any children. The city of Ventura would be leaving money not on the table. If the city of Ventura does not issue another city, would then be making the tax revenue. We are over 37 the fees and taxes payable by. I can't tell you that we will be the distributor for all the chosen retailers here in the city of Ventura. The location for our distribution license has been thoroughly vetted. If the city does not grant our application for Ventura, Ventura would be leaving money not on the table. The city of Ventura does not issue another city from a licensed distributor in some other city. The fees and taxes. My name is Matthew. I can't tell you we are the sole applicant for Ventura's finest distributions here in the city of Ventura. I thank you for your attention. That if the city does not grant our application for Ventura, Ventura would be leaving money on the table. The city of Ventura does not issue another city from a licensed
Okay, thank you so much. So we've counted up the public speaker cards, and it looks like we're going to have to do 1 minute per speaker. So if anybody's here to speak on this distribution applicant, I think what we're going to go ahead and do is just have everybody line up on this side. That way we can start rotating people through.
The city of Ventura does not issue another city from a licensed
Okay, thank you so much. So we've counted up the public speakers. Is this a line up? It looks like we're going to have 1 minute per speaker. Okay, so if anybody's here to speak on this distribution applicant, so I think what we're going to go ahead and do is just have everybody line up on this side.
I work at a shop at 3047 Golf Course Drive. The proposed distribution industrial location is approximately 400 feet from a jiu-jitsu studio that has young children present every day at the high school. I am concerned that this is in direct conflict with the safety zone buffer established by the city of 600 feet. I actually blocked so possibly my steps drive. The proposed distribution industrial. Additionally, we are in an industrial area where 8 units are joined, 4 young children present every day. We are joined by common walls and an association. Our association president has been out of the country or out of the state, excuse me, in a family emergency. But we have asked our insurance agent, and they have additionally that we are in an industrial area where 8 units are joined, 4 young children, 3. But maybe it won't be a hardship for him financially, but we are facing not having any coverage or insurance. But if this distribution center goes in, our insurance agent, and they have additionally that we are in an industrial area where 8 3. But maybe it won't be
Hello,
a hardship
my name is
for
Sienna
him
Marie
financially,
Sesma, and I'm a
but we are
resident and
facing
business owner
not
here in
having
Ventura
any
County,
coverage
and I've been in the legal cannabis compliance and licensing industry for over 5 years, and I'm here to stand for this license, for this distribution, for this gentleman to go through. The important part of distribution is it's a vital component of the industry in keeping stuff off the streets. My name is Sienna Marie and what it is it goes from, and I'm so saddened that they couldn't have a PowerPoint presentation. Cannabis, those of you who don't understand the steps that it has to go through, the cannabis product has to go through distribution before it gets to a retail store, and there's a lot of legal, the important part of safety factors and steps in that process, and it's really important that you understand that if this distribution license doesn't go through, you're not only leaving money on the table, you are giving it to Los Angeles County, you're giving that money to Santa Barbara County, and you're giving that money away. That tax revenue needs to be stay here in in Ventura. And we also remember we always talk about shop local, support local, but when it came to cannabis, the city officials forgot about local, so support local. You're not only leaving money on the table, you are giving it. to Los Angeles County.
Okay,
You're
anybody
giving
else
that
for
money to
applicant
Santa
number
Barbara
one?
County,
Did you find,
and you're
Ventura
giving that money
Finance?
away.
Cannabis
That
products.
tax
Thank you so
revenue
much for
needs
joining
to
us
be
today.
stayed, needs to stay here in Ventura. And we also, remember we always talk about shop local, support local, but when it came to cannabis, the city officials forgot about local.
On their
This
way.
is support local. They're not only leaving money on the table,
Number two.
giving
So
to
while
Los
they're
Angeles
walking
County.
on down here, just a reminder, if you're here for...
Okay,
Okay, anybody else for
Santa
applicant number
Barbara
one?
County,
Did you find,
and you're
Ventura
giving that money
Finance
away.
Chambers to
That
allow
tax
room for all
revenue
of us for
needs
joining
to be
us
stayed,
today? Come up here on the side
Santa
and
Barbara
speak for
Ventura.
applicant number
And we
two.
also, remember we always talk about shop local, support local, but when it came to cannabis, the city officials forgot about local.
On their
This is
way.
support local.
They're
They're not only leaving
Number
money on the table,
two.
giving
So
to
while
Los
they're
Angeles
walking
County.
on down here, just a reminder, if you're here for...
Okay,
Okay, anybody else for
giving that money to
applicant
Santa
number
Barbara
one? Did you
County,
find,
and you're giving
Hello, hello. Okay, applicant number two is Shrine Ventura, and they are located at 1860 South Victoria. And yeah, sorry, it's a very long hallway, so they're at the very other end without cell phones or any connections, so they're just kind of at our mercy to call them down here and come present. Okay, it looks like they're making their way over. So these microphones are on for you. You can sit, you can stand. Apologies again about the PowerPoint, and you have 10 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm the president of the Shrine Group, and I'm here with our VP of Government Relations,
Present.
Stephanie.
Okay,
Lee.
it looks like they're making their way
We have
over.
the honor of opening a store in Ventura. We'll be operating under our Stizzy brand name, which is the #1 cannabis brand in the country.
These microphones are on for you. You can sit, you can
and
stand.
largest
Apologies
cannabis
again about the
operator in
PowerPoint,
California.
and you have 10
We have
minutes.
22 operational retail stores, the 23rd opening this weekend, for a total of 31 cannabis facilities. Hello, everyone. I'm the president of the Shrine Group. Our founder, James Kim, served in Iraq with the
Okay, it
101st
looks like they're
Airborne
making their way
Division. We had
over.
the honor his military service Ventura led him to create our company to help other veterans with PTSD. He's the #1 cannabis store.
These microphones are on for you. You can sit, you can stand. Apologies again about the PowerPoint, and you have 10 minutes.
22 operational retail stores. We're also one of the very few vertically integrated cannabis companies in California, meaning we cultivate our own flower and manufacture our own products, which are ultimately sold at our stores. Served in Iraq with the
Okay, it
101st
looks like they're
Airborne
making their way
Division. We
over.
control our own supply chain, means that we can guarantee that we will sell the safest products for customers. We ship them tested multiple times for pesticides.
These microphones are on for you. You can
Our
sit,
stores
you can
generate
stand.
on average
Apologies again about the
$25 million
PowerPoint,
per
and
year.
you have 10 minutes.
Which is more than 5 times the state average. We expect this Stizzy Ventura to generate $35 million in cultivate our own flower, which would manage $1.4 million in city cannabis taxes to the city. We're very proud to be unionized with the Ufcw. Pesticides in the cannabis industry. Unfortunately, our store illicit and unsafe practices are still compounds per year. We believe unionization is the best way to ensure a safe workplace. Expect this living wages for our employees, $35 million in our customers, which would manage $1.4 million. Safety is our #1 priority to the city. Despite having by far the most stores in California, we've had 0 instances of theft or robberies at our stores. Although local and state regulations only require 1 security guard on site, our Stizzy Ventura store will have 3 to 5 security guards during operational hours, and 1 guard overnight, which means that we'll have a security guard on site 24/7, 365 days a year. $1.4 million. On slide 4, there is a diagram. Despite having by far guards will guard the entrance to the parking lot on 8th Street, he or she will ID anyone that looks under 21. Although local and state regulations guard will be stationed one security guard on site, our city check the IDs of every customer prior to entry to unionization. The third guard will be one guard inside the retail store to ensure the safety of customers and employees 365 days a year. We'll also have private patrol cars on call 24/7. Diagram, despite having during civil unrest last year in downtown Los Angeles, location only cannabis store in LA not to be vandalized or broken into, because we also dispatched 10 additional security guards immediately during the unrest. Even though we're not open yet, inside we've already hired security guards to protect safe post locations. Our neighbors have seen a dramatic decline in private patrol vandalism on feeding and trash from our security guards. During civil unrest last downtown Los Angeles, our store will have 35 security cameras and 18 penny cards. Allow our employees not to be vandalized law enforcement in the event of dispatch 10 additional security guards.
At STZ, we have a no-hands policy. That means no customer is able to touch or handle any cannabis product until after it's been paid for. All product is securely stored and locked in glass cabinets. There is no freestanding product. Furthermore, we check ID for a total of 3 times to ensure no minor is able to enter the store. In a hypothetical situation where a minor is able to enter the store, there is no way for them to take any product. In contrast, all other retailers, as you can see here, such as Megan's Organic Market and the Artistry, have their cannabis product out in the open, leaving them exposed to theft. Furthermore, we check ID in our industry 3 times to ensure our proposed location is able to enter South Victoria Boulevard. As you can see on the map, Victoria Boulevard is a known retail corridor. There is no way many residents and visitors alike already come to the area to shop, making our retail store a very convenient location, such as Megan's Organic Market. At the top is a rendering of our store. Their cannabis minimal and sleek signage with no reference to cannabis, no cannabis imagery in our industry. The building will be renovated. Proposed continue to character of the Victoria Boulevard. Below are photos Victoria Boulevard prior to our security presence. The building was abandoned by Washington Mutual over 10 years ago and has since become a hub for vagrants, transients, vandalism, drug use, and traffic. We have already had a positive impact by cleaning up our community and making it theft. We understand that some community members are concerned regarding our proximity to Montalvo Elementary. Below are photos. To address this, we have met with then Superintendent Roger Rice to discuss the following solutions. 1. We will shift operational hours to start after the school day begins. 2. We will ensure that our signage will have no cannabis imagery and will have no reference to cannabis. 3. We will construct a fence to ensure that no students are able to look into or able to enter our property. And 4. We will hire an additional 2 to 3 security guards to ensure that we ID anyone. We will shift operational hours to start after this. Now here on the left is a city-created map that outlines the recommended pathways for Montalvo Elementary students. The orange area designates the urban core zone, which is largely commercial, and our store is situated here. In the pink is the residential zone, and highlighted in green are the city-recommended pathways to school. As you can see, a vast majority of students live east of the school and will not pass our store on their commute to school. Furthermore, our store is not located on any recommended pathway and is not visible from any recommended pathway. For students that live west of our store, they will utilize Moon Drive, which is located 500 feet south of our store, and they will also have no visibility of our store. Therefore, Montalvo Elementary students are not impacted by our presence. More importantly, studies have shown that the students most impacted by cannabis are high school and middle school youth, as they are more likely to attempt to illegally obtain and consume cannabis. Our Steezy store is located over 1.3 miles away from the nearest high school and middle school. This is a diagram of our proposed location. As you can see, we will have ample parking with 21 dedicated parking spaces. Cannabis stores are high-volume retail stores, and having dedicated parking is the only way to prevent our presence from causing traffic and parking concerns for our neighbors. We give back to every community we operate in. Last year, we contributed over $2 million to local organizations across the state. Here in Ventura, we have already pledged over $40,000 to local Ventura nonprofits and community groups. We are proud to have established 4 partnerships with local groups, including Ventura County Food Share, Turning Point Foundation, Ventura County United Way, and Knuckleheads Boxing Gym. In partnership with these organizations, we will host a biannual mental health and resource fair. The goal is to address and provide resources to the growing homelessness population and at-risk population here in Montalvo. While many applicants can speak to what they plan to do, we have not waited to create an impact in our community. We have sponsored the Shrine Youth Boxing Gym Camp in partnership with Knuckleheads Boxing Gym. We have identified 15 Montalvo youth who are most in need of this program. We are sponsoring each and every one of them free of charge. In camp, students not only learn boxing basics, but they learn nutrition and fitness from trained professionals. This is more than a boxing camp. This is a summer enrichment program to ensure our students are engaged, active, and safe during the summer break. In addition, we have hosted over 5 community open house events to listen to and address any neighborhood concerns. All the neighbors we spoke to were excited about us cleaning up the abandoned building and the increased security that we have brought to the area. To date, we have received over 100 letters of support, as you can see here in my hand, from our neighborhood. Many of our neighbors are here today wearing their bright orange shirts. Thank you so much for coming today. In closing, most cannabis stores are struggling and have already shuttered. We hope that the city in Ventura will recognize our experience in operating the most successful and the most compliant cannabis retail stores in the state. Thank you for your time and consideration. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you so much. I am going to, if we have about 16 speakers for the Shrine Group. Again, if you can go ahead and line up over here. I am just going to, if you want to start and just say your name, I'm going to check off those who have spoken. That way I make sure we don't miss anybody. And then we'll just go ahead and get started. It's 1 minute each. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leilani Ramirez. I am currently employed as a dispensary sales associate at the recently opened Stizzy Western location, and am therefore a proud member of the United Food and Commercial Workers, or UFCW. On behalf of the more than 31,000 UFCW members, I stand here today in full support of Shrine Group's proposed cannabis retail store at 1860 Victoria Avenue. I'm here to share with you my firsthand experience as a member of the union, which has allowed me to provide extensively for myself and my loved ones. Union jobs come with vast workplace safety protections that have succeeded in keeping myself and my coworkers safe, which, as we all know, have been proven all the more important in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only does this union provide impressive employee safety guarantees, but it has also facilitated an agreement with Shrine Group to enter into a global collective bargaining agreement, which ensures that Stizzy Ventura location would hire locally, provide workforce training programs, and guarantee high wages. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Suki Sir. I worked for Turning Point Foundation for 7 years. One of the happiest phone calls I ever received was when Shrine Group called and said, "We want to support your program." It was amazing. I went straight to their website. I saw that their co-founder was a veteran, and I immediately called our Veterans Transitional Housing Program. Angel Echeverria is here. He's our Veterans Transitional Housing Manager. And he directs that program, and we have 15 veterans in residence all the time. They pulled up unsolicited. They pulled up with 2 SUVs full of stuff for veterans that were moving into permanent housing. Everything you need to set up your house. Dishes, towels, sheets, everything. It was beautiful. They sponsored our first virtual mental wellness program that we did. And then they came through again. Thank you. But anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Stephen Rusi. I'm representing my family who's sitting around here today. We are the landlords for this location. And as the city is aware, it's been difficult to rent this location for over a decade. It used to be a bank, which means that it was organized for privacy and security, which is not really what modern retail people want today. However, it works perfectly for working with a cannabis location, just as it was for a bank that used to hand out cash to its customers. The back of the property has it's dug into a bit of a hill, so it really has a good perimeter there. And I think that the cannabis location is probably the best suited tenant that we could get, and so I'd like to thank the City of Ventura for providing this program today.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Anais Lira. I'm a proud member of the United Food and Commercial Workers Union, aka the Ufcw. I'm currently employed as an inventory associate at Stizzy Western. I helped them open the location on June 18th. On behalf of more than 31,000 Ufcw members, I stand here today in support of Shrine Group's proposed cannabis retail store at 1860 South Victoria Ave. Shrine Group is the biggest cannabis union employer in California with over 1,200 members. I strongly encourage the City of Ventura to select Shrine Group for a cannabis license. Thank you for your time and consideration, and have a great night.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to be here with everyone with us. My name is Nicholas Kranzer. I'm a proud member of the United Food and Commercial Workers as well. I am currently employed as a floor lead at Stizzy downtown LA, which is our biggest and flagship location. Like my coworkers were saying, I stand on behalf of more than the 31,000 members of the Ufcw. I personally support Shrine Group and their vision to open a store here in the city of Ventura because of their commitment, again, to safety, compliance, and their dedication for the compassion of the communities in which they operate. I just want to start out by talking a little bit about Shrine Group's vision and mission. We're really committed to destigmatizing the taboo culture that's been surrounding cannabis for decades now. Yes. And then, of course, with today's emerging cannabis industry, there is still a prevalence of illicit activity, and the best way to protect workers and customer alike is, again, through unionized jobs. Myself, being at downtown LA for so long, I can honestly attest to the positive changes that unionizing has brought to our workplace. Thank you guys for your time.
Hi, my name is Brian Hernandez. Thank you for having me here. I'm a resident here in Ventura, California. Been here for 22 years, and the place is such a great location. To be honest, I've never even been down that street until I moved recently at Island Apartments, which is located right down the street. Stizzy's a great company. I've been a supporter for quite some time of years. I know being there, they're going to be a supporter for jobs. Starting at $7.50 an hour, which a lot of places don't even do that, including benefits, dental, health, vision. The location's a great location from where it's at. I mean, it's a great convenience for me, shopping, taking care of some coffee, going to the gym, and I don't have to travel all the way to Port Hueneme to go and get my medicine, for anything. So I really highly recommend the city of Ventura to encourage. I really encourage them to to really to get Stizzy in. It's a great company, and I just again I urge the city to approve Stizzy's application. And thank you very much, guys.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jorge Villegas, and sorry, I'm nervous. It's my first speech. No, so I really want Stizzy to be here because either way, from the distance from getting my medicine all the way in Port Hueneme is a very far distance from me, even though I do not have a car. So I hop on the bus all the way over there. So it's a better location here, especially since it's in a very hidden area from the Montalvo school, and there's a huge shopping center. So either way, everybody's benefiting, and the city is benefiting too. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris J. I'm a resident of the Montalvo neighborhood where Shrine Group is proposing to have a location. I had a meeting with the Shrine Group. I'm a parent of two, and I had some concerns, and I was really interested in what they were proposing. They actually were really interested in the neighborhood, and they brought a real personal side to it when I met with them, and they wanted to know some problems that the neighborhood had. I explained really quickly that there's a extreme lack of youth programs directly in the Montalvo neighborhood. If you live in Montalvo, you'll see what I mean. There's nothing going on for kids. They almost immediately asked if they could help sponsor some type of summer camp that was a physical fitness activity place. Got in touch with Knuckleheads Boxing, and we put together a full camp this summer. It's happening right now. Flyers in the neighborhood, boom. The response was overwhelming. It's been an amazing success story. I know I don't have time. I could give you story after wonderful story, but the Shrine Group has seen that impact, and they've already agreed to sponsor an after-school program free to all Montalvo youth this fall. They absolutely impressed and surprised me, and they've been a joy to work with. Speaking as a Montalvo resident, a parent, and a youth coach who works with kids every day, I'm very excited for Shrine Group to join our community.
Hi, my name is Rosie Nichols, and I'm a mother of two young girls, ages 7 and 9, who attend the youth boxing program at Knuckleheads. They were both sponsored this summer by the Shrine Group to attend the camp for free, and it has been a true blessing. The program has helped with their self-esteem, overall attitude, and given them positive role model through their coaches. They are beyond excited to continue training in the afternoon program this school year that Shrine Group is sponsoring. As a mother, and speaking on behalf of all the other mothers, this program is helping and will continue to help. I wanted to express my complete support for the Shrine Group coming to Ventura and thank them for all they have already done. Thank you.
All right, hello everybody. My name is Julian Armand Martinez. I've been a resident in Ventura for the past 4 years, Ventura County resident my whole life. I'm here to show full support for the Shrine Group. I'm also a boxer at Knuckleheads. I am somebody who has benefited from the boxing program. It's helped me out tremendously in my physical health, spiritual health, and mental health. And any group that comes into our city and wants to hit the ground running, immediately helping out veterans, the children, the community around has an okay in my book, especially if they want to uplift the community. If you want to come from an outside town and you want to come to our town, you need to uplift, and that's exactly what they're doing. So thank you.
Good evening. My name is Courtney Carone. I'm a cannabis and licensing attorney in the state of California. And I just wanted to say, I can't speak on behalf of Megan's Organics, but I can speak on behalf of the artistry and say that they do not keep live product on the floor. The product on the floor is false packaging, so you open it up, there's no product inside. But while we are talking about compliance, code 15401.1 talks about the merchandise that you can wear. And tonight, every Stizzy shirt is in violation of that code as it does not have your licensing number on it. So if we're going to talk about compliance, let's make sure that we know what we're talking about. And I do urge the city to make sure that they look into compliance when they're picking the organizations for this city.
Hi, my name is Tosh. I fully support the Shrine Group. Sorry. I was currently in an accident in front of Wheelhouse, and unfortunately their cameras didn't get anything. It was a hit and run. My car was totaled. I ended up with a concussion and a lot of back problems. And the Shrine Group tells me that their store will have 360-degree cameras around the entire building, and it'll capture the parking lot and traffic on Victoria. And I think that is a plus.
Hey Ventura folks, my name's Liz Marola. I'm a resident of this county. I'm also a member of Knuckleheads Boxing. I don't know about all the t-shirt business. I'm just here in this so I can find all my friends. Just wanted to say that I support the Stizzy Group and Shrine Group because they have sponsored a youth program at Knuckleheads Boxing. Honestly, I wish everybody could have this win for cannabis because we need to have cannabis businesses in Ventura County to get revenue. Shrine Group has supported this youth program in Montalvo, which has a lot of problems with homelessness, with drug use, especially in this building that's been abandoned for a decade. We need to get something in there that's safe to protect the community and to support community programs. Thank you. And unions, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Sabrina Rodriguez, and unfortunately I'm going to buck the trend. I represent the Ventura Unified School District. I'm president of the Board of Education, and I'm presenting a letter that was signed by the superintendent intentionally opposing this location because of its proximity to an elementary school and because it does actually sit on a major route where hundreds of school children pass every day. And we believe that that proximity is important. It's important to keep our kids safe, not because we don't want to recognize that cannabis is a viable industry, but because we, as a school district, take our first priority as keeping kids safe. There is 1,000-foot buffers for liquor stores in the city of Ventura, as well as tobacco.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to remind everybody it's not a two-way dialogue, so we'll just be respectful and make sure everybody gets their opportunity to speak for their 1 minute. Okay.
Hi, my name is Courtney Chase. I go to Knuckleheads, and I'm a mom, so I love that Shrine wants to support a youth program, but I'm also a veteran, so hearing that they're veteran-owned and that they support, I have PTSD from the Navy, so that they're supporting veterans with PTSD is just amazing to hear, and mom, veteran, I support it, so thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Steven. I had the chance to work with Steezy and talking to these community members. Gosh, like, the response I've gotten with speaking to all these folks from Montalvo, from Ventura, was just outstanding. When I speak with folks about the Steezy Store project, they cannot express their excitement to see a store open here in our community, or here in Ventura. A lot of folks ask, when I ask a lot of folks, like, what's your biggest concern with this area, you know, like, what should we be aware of? They tell us, our biggest concern is, you guys aren't open yet. So, you know, we want to be here with the community. We want to be strong. As you can see, we've contributed and donated to a lot of these nonprofit organizations. We want to better the community. And I've had to stand in front of the store talking to folks, and I've not seen a kid walk by. But that's my experience. It's a 9-lane busy street. I can't imagine, like, you know, elementary school kids walking through it. But, you know, it's from my observations. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up. Thank you, CZ Nation. Appreciate your time.
Hi, good evening. My name is Natalie Bruton. I'm a lifetime resident of Ventura County and been in Ventura for 40-ish years. I am here not supporting the location. When I'm hearing what this company does seems really wonderful, and I appreciate that. I just believe this location just isn't correct. Yes, it's sad that that building's been vacant for a while, but you are in proximity of a school. And the rule is 1,000 feet for businesses of this type, liquor stores, things. And so it's important to maintain those guidelines. Otherwise, we've opened ourselves up to further issues where we'll have many more meetings like this where this will go round and round and round. Great company, it sounds like, just the wrong location. Thank you so much.
Anybody else for Shrine Group? Okay, I think that concludes applicant number 2, Shrine Group. Thank you very much. We're going to bring applicant number 3 in here, which is Haven. If you are with applicant number 2 and would like to stay and watch the presentations, you can make your way to our council conference room. Thank you. It did cool. Okay, thank you very much. Hi. Okay, so it looks like most of group 2 has made some room. So we will be bringing a couple of people from group 3 in. They're just right at the chambers, but we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation. This is for Haven, and they are located at 1981 South Victoria. You're welcome to stay seated or stand up, whichever you would prefer. Okay, great.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mark Simonian, Haven's Chief Operating Officer. Haven specializes in cannabis retail. We set ourselves apart from other applicants as the ownership team plays an active role in the day-to-day operations of our business. The owners you meet today are the same people who will operate our location here. We do not offer our company name to the highest bidder. We see ourselves as part of the community and strive to be regarded as a resource for holistic health and opportunity. Haven is an excellent choice for the city of Ventura. Haven has proudly achieved 100% fully compliant citation-free retail operations to date. Our ownership team has over 14 years of collective cannabis retail experience and cultivation business operations experience.
I'm Peter Goldenring and the local owner, and I'm proud to call the city of Ventura my home since 1978. I'm married and we raised our children here. I'm an attorney with my firm's offices here in the city, and I've represented a number of cannabis industry clients through my legal practice. My wife and I are heavily involved in the Ventura community, particularly through our support of the arts and other nonprofits, including the Rubicon Theater, the Ventura Music Festival, Harmony Project, Botanic Gardens. We believe this partnership, which I'll explain later, offers the city a unique and special opportunity that does not exist with any other applicant.
Again, I am Mark Simonian, Haven COO. I hold a BS and an MS in electrical engineering from UC Davis, and after 7 years at Intel Corporation, I joined Showgrow as the Chief Technology Officer. Today, I oversee 200 employees and the operations of all Haven locations. I'm extremely involved in the day-to-day operations of each and every one of our Haven locations. Michael Simonian, Haven's CEO and part owner of Haven Ventura, began his cannabis career in 2014 as a founding partner of Showgrow, a Southern California award-winning cannabis retailer. After leaving Showgrow, Michael founded Haven. Additionally, Johnny Hernandez is our Chief Brand Officer. He is a seasoned senior executive who has focused his career on employee development, cultural design, retail execution, and implementing cultural change. Johnny spent 28 years with Best Buy in a variety of executive positions before founding Living with Purpose, which led him to Showgrow, which is where he met Michael and myself. Now, Haven specializes in cannabis retail, and the brand currently operates 7 retail locations in California, with 8 new stores opening in 2022-2023.
Haven has entered into a lease for 2 interior suites totaling 4,197 square feet in the retail building located at 1981 South Victoria Avenue, Suites 102, 103. The location is not on a well-traveled path to school. There are no sensitive uses in proximity. For Montalvo Elementary School, as someone would walk door to door, it's about 1,160 feet from the property and about 1,000 feet as the crow flies. We are close to double the 600-foot buffer the city has prescribed. There is little, if any, foot traffic, let alone by children on the Moon sidewalk. I know this from being there and watching the security video. The proposed location is a 3-suite building. Haven will occupy the 2 suites. The third and largest suite will be for the use by the Ventura County Arts Council. The VCAC space has been designed by Scott Boydston and will be a Class A community arts center built out at no cost to VCAC. We have provided Alex's staff the renderings which tie and show the unique design of the property itself. The Haven space will include modern furniture, a cool color palette, and custom millwork. Think Apple Store. Consistent with the property, this will be a unique upscale location in our city, something we hope everyone can be proud of and enjoy.
Through our community relations plan, we plan on building an open line of communication with our neighbors and the broader community. Haven has already began our community outreach efforts in June. We actually held an open house in partnership with the Ventura County Arts Council. We also have communicated with the school board as of April. Our outreach plan typically includes an initial letter campaign sent to each neighboring household and business, a monthly newsletter, B2B partnerships, and a citizens panel where members of the community can actually provide input and guidance on what Haven does with its community giving. We also support our local community nonprofits, their events, and other local events. Our proposed location is ideal for a high-end cannabis retail store and is in primarily commercial area with very few nearby residences. Our entrance is off of Moon Drive, and the center is where we're located has both ingress and egress at both South Victoria Avenue and Moon Drive via driveways. So vehicle turning into our parking lot will not impede any kind of traffic flow. We know that the single best way to minimize the number of complaints received is to immediately implement procedures in areas where complaints typically arise. This normally happens with noise, light, odor, or traffic. Haven appoints a community relations contact, typically our general manager, but I will serve as the temporary contact until the GM has been hired and trained. Any complaint will be responded to within 24 hours. We do not allow our business operations to negatively impact the community members. As part of this, we ensure that we have 24-hour on-site management. We utilize 24/7, 365 video surveillance systems. We display all proper public postings and ensure that we have information on who to call in case of an emergency or to lodge a complaint. We also will immediately begin our youth education and prevention plan as soon as we're selected. Haven is passionate about giving back to the community. Through our community benefits and investment plan, we commit to giving 2% of the gross revenue at a minimum to fund our plan. Our methods of contribution include providing employment opportunities, contributing volunteer hours, operating in-kind donation drives, supporting city programs and city improvements, and making financial contributions. Our community calendar was specifically crafted for the city of Ventura and includes highlighting an important monthly cause, providing a community lecture and educational opportunities, participation in a community or nonprofit activity or event, and completing a financial giving goal.
We are very excited about this unique project and partnership to support the arts community with the Ventura County Arts Council. Unit 101 of our building will be provided at no cost for use by the VCAC for the benefit of the entire arts and nonprofit community. VCAC will use the space for its own offices and direct programming, and will also offer the 2,743 square feet suite for use by other organizations and local artists for exhibitions, teaching, classes, offices, programming, and general meetings. It is designed and intended to be a benefit for the entire arts and nonprofit community. An important note, as part of our commitment to youth prevention, no youth programming will occur at the unit. In addition, VCAC will have control of the 4 display windows lit at night, 3 on Victoria and 1 on Moon, for rotating art displays for the benefit of the community and indeed the artists themselves. In the file with the city, and you would see it on the screen if we had it, you would see a signed memorandum of understanding which documents everything I just said. We provided it to the city and the community, so there is complete confidence in what I've said in this arrangement. For Diane and I, a promise made is a promise kept.
Our safety plan was prepared by professional fire prevention and suppression consultant Robert Rowe of PyroCop. Our plan includes building safety features and training programs, which you would have seen on the slide. Our security plan was prepared by professional security consultant Terry Blevins of Armaplex, a qualified physical security expert with over 30 years of law enforcement and private industry experience. These plans are robust and they work. They're proven in each one of our stores. As we have substantial experience shepherding retail cannabis businesses from the proposal stage to successful operations, we were able to utilize data from our fully operational stores to thoughtfully inform our budget projections. Our expected revenues will generate city tax revenue starting from $314,000 in year 1 to $1.5 million by year 3. We are an equal opportunity employer, and we are committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We hire 100% local. We offer starting wages over $20 an hour. We offer full benefits package, health, dental, vision, and life. And Haven also offers an extensive youth education and use prevention plan aimed at ensuring the youth do not gain access to cannabis. It involves extensive training protocols and education for our staff, the community, and the city as a whole.
Diane and I are proud to have brought Haven to Ventura. But we believe they are a perfect fit. We are especially excited for the extraordinarily unique and special partnership that is developed amongst us, Haven, and VCAC. We hope the city will embrace this vision. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did we meet our 10 minutes?
3 seconds to spare. And you're welcome to stay here during public comment. Okay, this is the public comment session for Haven. If you go ahead and line up on the wall over here, each person will get 1 minute. And go ahead and say your name before we get started so I can mark your card off and make sure everybody has a chance to speak. Oh, your baby has a lot to say today.
She does. She's got a lot to say. Takes after her mom. Again, my name is Courtney, and I've been counsel for Haven for the past several years. I would just like to vouch for Haven and their commitment to not only the community, but to compliance in the community. I have visited all but one of their stores in the state of California, and I'm helping them with the build out of the 8 additional stores on the way. And one of the main focuses for Haven is security and safety for the youth. We work very hard. I personally help draft and implement the youth prevention plans to protect little people like Shine. And each one of the Haven owners is also a parent. Well, all but one is a parent. And so we often have talks about the importance of youth prevention and how to implement youth prevention within the community. And it's something that's very important to all of us. And I know that here in the Ventura community, that weighs very heavily. And so I just want to make sure that everybody making these decisions understands that Haven is an excellent choice. And aside of just youth prevention, I really love the idea of bringing more arts. Oh, we're done. Okay. I do love the arts.
Good evening. My name is Carolyn Marino Mullen, and while I serve on the City of Ventura's Arts and Culture Commission, today I'm speaking with 2 other hats. Number 1, I'm a homeowner in the Montalvo neighborhood, and 2, I'm the president of the Ventura County Arts Council. I appreciate that we have other cultural anchors in downtown and midtown, but where I live, we're in a cultural desert. I mean, when you guys opened the Starbucks, I'm like, I can go to a coffee shop. I mean, that's where I live, right? I need cool things in my neighborhood. And this proposal, I did have a whole script, but what you're proposing is so amazing. I really want this for my neighborhood. I want us to be able to go walk to the corner and have panel discussions, art openings, lectures, film screenings. My community deserves that. All of these cannabis companies are going to be opening their pocketbooks and helping veterans, mental health, environmental causes, children. Montalvo does have a Boys and Girls Club. I'm just going to say that. And I love boxing. That's great too. I just think this is so unique, so important. The arts are incredibly fragile. I think about the California Museum of Art in Thousand Oaks that just closed. The Contemporary Arts Museum in Santa Barbara just closed. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dumas. I'm a resident. I live less than a mile from this site, but I'm also the operations manager at Ventura County Arts Council. And this would be an incredible boon for us. We are so hopeful and excited. We're a 25-year organization continuously operating and serving Ventura County with no home. We have a tiny closet of an office where I can do the books, but everything else we do is diffuse in the community. We granted, just to give you an idea of what we do, one of the things is we granted over $150,000 to arts organizations within the past 3 years who suffered losses from COVID and the Thomas Fire. And that's just a little bit of what we do. But on the grant tip, what this space could do for us, to put color to what Peter was saying, we just helped 5 organizations about 6 months ago learn how to apply for grants, small orgs, not even 501c3s, all of them, from the California Arts Council, and they all received grants, more than $100,000 with our aid, and it wasn't that hard for us to do it. This is what we do. But we didn't have a space. We had to borrow a space. So this would give us space to do stuff like that.
My name is Greg Nature. Good evening, everyone. My name is Greg Nachum, and I'm part of the Haven team. I'm here tonight to support Haven and their endeavor in the city. Haven's team includes truly professional and skilled cannabis business operators. Each Haven store, and there are 7 of them, is run in strict compliance with all local and state guidelines. Haven prides itself on being in full compliance and preventing cannabis use among youth. All Haven stores have licensed security on the premises, external and external video cameras. Haven stores are all well lit, have beautiful architecture, and are run by the friendliest and most knowledgeable staff in the business. Haven prides itself on offering all of its employees competitive pay, full benefits, and opportunities for career growth. Whenever possible, Haven tries to promote its management team from within the company. Haven has a history of partnering with local businesses and charities and is eager to continue to do so within the Ventura community. Past Haven charitable events have included food drives, toy drives, and partnering with local law enforcement and fire departments. Unique to its Ventura store, Haven has partnered with the Ventura County Arts Council to provide truly important space for the Arts Council to further their mission. I'm positive that Haven will bring a successful value and benefit to the community. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Tracy Hudak, resident of City of Santa Paula, but lived in Ventura on the Avenue for 10 years. And I'm here just to contribute some creative economy expertise in support of the Haven project and its unique, visionary, and desperately needed partnership with the Ventura County Arts Council. Ventura County is second in the nation out of 937 metropolitan areas studied, second in per capita population of artists, 624th in government support. We are missing key critical infrastructure for the creative sector, and this opportunity for space to present work, space to have classes and collaborate and network. These are essential building blocks to creative careers and livelihoods for small businesses in our community that need it. And also, the arts enliven spaces. We're critical partners and revitalize underutilized spaces. We make them safer, more alive, all kind of that stuff. So we bring some benefits too. And I just want to, we need the Arts Council to grow. Thank you.
Denise Nicole. Hi. Hello, my name is Denise Nicole, and I've been a large-scale public art installation builder in Ventura for about 10 years. And I'm here in support of Haven's new community art space. As somebody who has built and displayed art in warehouses, courtyards, and alleyways, I am the definition of artist who has been displaced and moved. The arts needs communal space for ideas to be shared, for visions to be brought to life, and for patrons to meet the artist. Without them, local artists lack space to participate and engage with the community. This disconnect makes building publicly funded art really hard. You need an audience. A permanent space like the collaboration between the Ventura County Arts Council and Haven would create such a space and would solve an issue worthy of our community's attention. With the arts budget from the county almost all but defunded, private support at this scale would be an injection of hope back into a city known for its community and its arts engagement. Thank you.
Hello,
My name is Juanita Vega. I'm 79 years old. Years ago, as a result of an automobile accident, my doctor prescribed physical therapy and prescriptions. I immediately discovered that I was allergic to all those medicines, and so I had to stop taking them. The pain was excruciating, and I needed some relief, so my family and my doctor both agreed that I should try cannabis. This herbal organic product doesn't have any adverse side effects or allergic reactions, and it lessens the pain. Thank God for Haven Dispensary. I went and inspected the location. It's a perfect location. I can drive right up to Haven Dispensary's front door because that parking lot is so conveniently located and easy to access. Then I'm welcomed by security. I'm confident that their products are pure and organic. I do sincerely and respectfully request that you honor this senior citizen and all Ventura citizens the convenience and privilege of granting Haven Dispensary the license that they need in order to take care of us in a safe and comfortable space.
Good evening, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. This is Juan D. Mendoza. I am an independent artist. I am so glad to hear a lot of art supporters tonight, and I am one of them, for sure. I am very happy to hear that there is one business is interested in supporting arts. Fortunately, after COVID, we lost a lot of venues and a lot of spaces, so I would like to take this opportunity to bring back some venues for that. And this is not just a showcase for the arts. I believe the partnership with the Ventura Artists Council will be a very, very interesting project. I worked with Latino community, with the bilingual public, and with a lot of people, and I know that this is one of the best ways to direct their support. A lot of other nonprofit organizations need help, for sure. And I'm so glad to hear there's several opportunities. So let's give the opportunity to the arts through Haven to grow. And our city needs more art, for sure.
Good evening. My name is Richard Jasminski. I'm here tonight to support Haven in their wonderful location at 1981 Victoria. Haven is a dispensary that has some of the most beautiful architectural designs in the industry. Haven prides itself on a clean, compliant record at all 7 of its stores. Haven takes extreme seriousness in all of their security and compliance with local and state regulations. Haven stores are well lit, have licensed securities on the premise with interior and exterior security cameras, and Haven ensures all of its employees have competitive wages and full benefits, in addition to the benefits they give to the community. Thank you.
Did you want our names ahead? Karen Hoffberg. Hi, I'm Karen Hoffberg. I've been a 40-year-plus resident of Ventura as a realtor and as an arts advocate. I'm incredibly passionate about this project because we have no arts development any place to be on the East End. We have plenty downtown, but nothing on the East End. And this is going to be a standalone place for arts of all kinds: music, dance, poetry, written word, visual arts. There's going to be nothing like it elsewhere in this whole community. I have had the experience of working with artists, putting art in the windows as already, and those artists have told me that they have had experiences that they have uplifted them, that have brought them out of despair. It's been so important to the community and to the arts. We've lost funding from the city, and this will give us funds.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Todd Collard. I'm a 50-year resident of the city, and I'm here long enough to know that the city was once called the New Art City. Most of you look too young to know that, but this project will help restore that tagline to the city. Over the many decades recently, funding has been deteriorating, galleries have been closing, shrinking in size. The city just a couple nights ago elected to suspend the 2% for Arts program it has, which is devoted to arts in the community. And so this project provides that kind of funding, but more importantly, a space will be built out as a gallery, the first one in probably decades. And it'll be the first one dedicated to any artist and all artists here, but also the community members to participate and enjoy work and programs that maybe you've helped initiate, ones that help cure people's issues, address primary concerns that people have, which is often done most creatively by artists. So this project's gonna be a good one. The funding and the management by the Arts Council will make a real success, particularly in the east end of the city. Thank you.
Good evening. Again, it's Natalie Bruton, lifetime resident of Ventura. Although I admire all the work that would be placed for the Ventura Arts Council, and it sounds like our city council is counting on revenues to support the organizations and arts that we've done. But unfortunately, although as beautiful as this sounds, the location again is wrong. The proximity to the school is too close. The traffic pattern in that area while you're waiting for your Starbucks, there's no room there for all of that. And if you add on to this wonderfulness of this Arts Council and this venue that you're going to host events at, there is no parking. Where are they going to park? There's not enough. So drive there, go there at a peak hour, and you will see. Again, I'm not saying we shouldn't have these dispensaries. They just have to be in the correct location. Thank you.
Again, Sabrina Rodriguez, President of the Board of Education. And I hate that this is pitting children against the arts, because I love the arts, I believe in the arts, and I love the generosity of these owners in choosing to invest in the arts. I think it's a great thing for our community, but it's the wrong location. And part of the reason it's the wrong location is just behind this is a mobile home park, which is one of the very few locations in Ventura with affordable housing. And as a result, you have a lot of families who live there whose children walk to school. And not only because they attend Montalvo, but because our buses for our middle school and our high school leave from Montalvo Elementary School. So it really is a hub, and it is important, and I wish that it was not putting me in a place of not supporting the arts, because it's something that I believe in passionately.
Thank you.
Hello again, my name is Sienna Sesma. I've been a resident, a business owner, and an arts supporter here for over 20 years. I appreciate this process of sorting through the cannabis applicants to establish the best fit for our city. As a local arts community supporter, I have produced many events to bring artists together in parking lots, empty commercial spaces, courtyards, alleyways, and parks, just to name of the few over the past 15 years. I was very excited when I heard about this opportunity for the arts community to have a collaborative space with permanent art space and a collection, a place for windows, displays, permanent gallery space, interactive events, and more. The opportunity presented by Haven and local owners Peter and Diane Goldring is a powerful statement and a commitment to our arts program. This space will allow artists to not only have a place to showcase their work, but it will provide them with a space to reconnect with their peers, patrons, and mentors. Supporting this space not only provides a valuable community opportunity, but this is a discreet space. You can't tell it's a cannabis dispensary from the outside. Since art-based programs seem to keep disappearing from our city, this industry and support mechanism will continue to flourish and grow to continually support Ventura, the art city. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you need the microphone?
Thank you. My name is Diane Goldenring. Good evening, everyone. I moved to Ventura in 1981 when I was a single 25-year-old woman. My husband and I, Peter, have been significant financial supporters of the arts for 35 years. I also have my master's degree in education, and I want to assure all of you that I and Peter would never put children at risk, ever. We have on camera that there are virtually no children crossing Moon Drive on Victoria, and if they are, they're with an adult. So putting children at risk at this location is a non-issue, and I would never allow that to happen. Recently, I've had to spend some time wandering the halls of Cedars-Sinai Hospital. What's amazing about the Cedars-Sinai facility is its halls are lined with fine art. Cedars is committed to the arts. Why? Because art is healing. Art can take you to another place and give you another perspective of your life and the world. It can calm you, give you hope, nourish you, and fill your heart with joy and wonder. Victorian Moon is the right place for a very discreet, safe, and beautiful cannabis store. Haven is a committed, high-end retailer. Can we not all agree we can use more beauty, healing, and hope in our lives? I am asking for your support for our vision. Thank you.
I have two more speaker cards. Christine Law and it looks like Shauna Marie Sassona. Are you here? Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, we will, that concludes the speakers for Haven. Thank you. Okay, our next group is 805 Refinery. That's located at 4475 DuPont Court. What was that? 805 Refinery? Oh, 4475 DuPont Court. What was that? You know, Liz Campbell is speaking over there. I don't know. Mom? I know. I saw her name. I thought. Okay, thank you so much. 805 Refinery at 4475 DuPont Court. You can go ahead and stay seated or stand, whichever you would like, and you have 10 minutes. Thank you.
All right, can everybody hear me okay? Good evening. I'm Sam Kojak, founder and CFO of 805 Refinery. And next to me here is Alan Mazarian, founder and president. We want to thank the City of Ventura's leadership and the community for giving us the opportunity to present to you today. Under the Refinery brand, as owners and operators, we have over 40 plus collective years managing and operating cannabis, cultivation, manufacturing, distribution, retail, and delivery. We have over 80 plus collective years successfully operating multiple businesses and have all been 100% compliant with zero blemishes in our operational records. A little bit about us. Gregory Magurian, who is our CEO, we are proud to say that he is a Marine combat veteran. Since 2006, founded one of the original 134 pre-ICO Prop D compliant cannabis dispensaries known as the Refinery, vertically integrated with 7 licenses. Over 16 years, Greg is the most experienced applicant and one of the original cannabis dispensary owners in all of California. Greg has been in the forefront pioneering this business from the beginning. Greg is not just experienced, he is the subject matter expert. As for myself, I have over 26 years of experience in consulting, technology, healthcare, and business development, leading highly successful enterprise-wide implementations. I founded various companies like Kojak's LLC consulting firm, and in 2019, Echo LLC in the city of Ventura that employ and cater to the area. As for Alan sitting here next to me, he has been a resident of City of Ventura for over 15 years. As a current resident, Alan understands the importance of hiring locally and promoting local management. For the past 11 years, Alan has managed his family store in the City of Ventura. As for Nerses, our vice president, Nurses Ekchen has deep roots in the city of Ventura by operating a successful jewelry store for over 28 years and residing in Ventura County for over 35 years. Nurses has expressed his love for the community and hopes this would be an opportunity for him to continue giving back. He's also the co-founder of Echo LLC and Ventura Chamber of Commerce member. As for our company norms, we have a mission to promote the cannabis retail brand of a legitimate, excellent, and safely dispense cannabis products. Our vision is to provide a best-in-class retail experience with the city of Ventura, and we are confident to bringing the community just that. Our core values are aligned with diversity, integrity, quality, and service. As for our neighbors and our neighborhood, we are concerned about the same issues residents and business owners and stakeholders all share. Crime, loitering, traffic, excessive noise and odors. We are committed to solving these matters together, collaboratively, respectfully, to evoking trust and goodwill. We are in this for the long run. As for questions or concerns that come up, our community liaison, Alan, is devoted to addressing all concerns within 24 hours. We are going to have 24/7 surveillance and monitoring, on-site security, partnering with our local law enforcement, investing in educating the youth, and all of our products are going to be prepackaged. Regardless, carbon filters are going to be installed throughout the facility to eliminate any odors. And there will be no smoking inside or outside the facility. It would be strictly enforced. As for our location, it's located at a commercial industrial zone. We have a property that is owned, not leased. And I want to highlight the most important part is that we are the furthest away from freeways, busy streets, traffic, and sensitive areas, including schools. As for the building, it's in the corner of Goodyear and DuPont. DuPont is a cul-de-sac. There is no through traffic there. And our deliveries are only accessible through the DuPont Street, away from the public, which is ideal for a cannabis business. And our parking, we have 12 guest parking spots, 23 rear for staff, and 40 public street parking. Our retail space, our dispensary will be designed and built to feature a clean, state-of-the-art, modern look with vibrant City of Ventura characteristics. The beaches, the history, the local artists will all be presented. 2,400 square foot of open floor plan with high ceilings. We're going to have a lobby, a reception area, sales area, a vault area, a break room. In addition, we're supporting our green energy project. And most importantly is that we will be hiring 100% local residents to creating jobs.
So why us? Why 805 Refinery? Well, we have an experienced cannabis ownership team. We will be locally owned and operated. We have strong roots to the city of Ventura. We have a sensitive free location that's ideal and discreet and the furthest away from any schools and residential areas. And we have a strong sense of community. Giving back to our community is our top priority. In giving back, we have our anticipated contributions, which includes over 30 employment opportunities with competitive pay and benefits. With our local 8% tax, we're estimating $2 to $3 million be collected in 3 years of our operation. We will contribute 1% of gross revenue directly back to the city of Ventura. We will contribute an additional 1% of gross revenue to local nonprofits, and we'll be donating 1,000 hours of employee volunteer time annually. Now, as mentioned, giving back to Ventura is our top priority. This community isn't just a number for us, it's family. All of us are married, we have kids, we live here, we work here, we grow here, we build here, which allows us to thrive here. It's not just the last 2 years that we've been here investing in the community, but rather the last 20 plus years. Some of those contributions include Habitat for Humanity, Shelter for Battered Women, Ventura PD's K-9 unit, Toys for Tots, the Rescue Mission, the list goes on. Looking forward, we have 5 areas of immediate focus in our community benefits plan. The first area of focus is law enforcement and veterans groups. Our very own Greg, as mentioned, is a Marine combat veteran, so we take pride in contributing to programs like Veterans Foundation, COC Alliance, Ventura Police Canine Unit, just to name a few. The second area of focus is environment and sustainability. Partnering with the Ventura Land Trust and Surfrider Foundation in keeping our ocean, our beaches, our natural areas clean, pristine, and thriving. The third area of focus of our community benefits plan is local infrastructure. Projects like the boardwalk renovation at Surfers Point, the new playground structure at Arroyo Verde Park. Projects like these are important to us as community members. We want to see more of this throughout the community. The fourth area of focus is youth education and recreation. As fathers, programs like Police Activities League, ACES, PEAK, and the Boys and Girls Club are critical. The fifth area of focus is food insecurity and homelessness. Whether it's the homeless encampment off of Harbor Boulevard and Olivas Park that always seems to catch fire, or the encampment at the Ventura River bottom near the fairgrounds. We not only want to clean these areas up, but we want to help these people get housed and help them become contributing members of our community. We were supposed to have a slide, but we don't, which was showing some public comments of strong supportive feedback for our location, which is ideal and discreet. These comments highlight the fact that we are dedicated to our community. They highlight the fact that we have a strong team with years of experience, because this is a new industry coming into our community, and it's important to us that this integration is done right, which is why we're here today. In closing, we'd like to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hearing us, and we'd be honored to be chosen as one of the applicants to add to our beloved city of Ventura's historic and rich legacy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do have 2 speaker cards. I don't know if they're still here. It's Peter Kalaidashan and Natalie Bruton.
Hello again. This is actually an area, a location I can support. As an owner of a commercial property, I am very concerned with that first location that was a distribution, that they weren't the owners of the property. As an owner of a property, you take full responsibility for it, and then your insurance and all that goes along with it. So I appreciate that you chose a location that's appropriate for this type of business. So there you go.
And are you speaking, sir? Okay.
Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I know these gentlemen personally, almost all our lives. They're responsible family members, and yes, everyone already said it, pretty much everything we need to say. Everybody wants to give money back. You give where you live. I didn't hear very many of the other applicants looking to give to the local police department. That's where we need to spend our money. That's where we need to really support. And I know Nersis Jewelers has always been a supporter of Ventura, Oxnard, Port Hueneme, not just the police departments, but as well as the cadets, which are the future. It's really easy to go into business and come out of business, but not when you own the real estate. And they are one of the only applicants that do own their own real estate. And I'm very proud of my friends, my best friends. So I hope you support them, and I hope the city chooses them. Thank you.
Okay, I believe that concludes the comment for you. So thank you very much for presenting today. Okay, so our next group is Mom Ventura. They are located at 3868 East Main Street.
Do we begin in our own? We begin our own? Great. Thank you. Good evening, panelists, members of the community watching us online. My name is Kevin Clarisi. I'm a 20-year Ventura resident, I'm a homeowner, and I'm the majority owner on this project. I have the pleasure of working with hundreds of small businesses in our community on a daily basis. And I've really tried to immerse myself in our community through my professional and my volunteer work. I'm here tonight because I fully understand. Our team, we fully accept and embrace the weight of this situation and the importance of doing this absolutely right to make sure that Ventura introduces cannabis to our community in the right way. I'm proud to be an active member of our leadership team, and I'm proud to say that our entire leadership team lives between Ventura and San Luis Obispo County.
Good evening, I'm Quinn Brady, and I'm the Community Outreach Director for Megan's Organic Market. My job is a great one. I get to make sure that as a company, we do everything we can to be the best community members and neighbors as possible to Ventura and beyond. I want to first thank the city for including the public in this process, and big thanks to all of you for showing up tonight. Participation is so important. I know it's hard to be at these meetings in the evening, but it's awesome to see that you're here shaping the future of your community. All right, well, Megan's Organic Market, or what we refer to as MOM, brings a unique and welcoming approach to the cannabis industry. We strive to improve the well-being of our customers and communities by redefining society's relationship with cannabis. As a values-driven organization, we're making an impact both within the walls of our shop and out into the world through our deep commitments to community service and education, providing high-quality products, hiring diverse staff, paying living wages, and advocating for positive change in the neighborhoods and planet we share. While there are many things I love about Megan's, one of the things that sets us apart is our open concept floor plan with a transparent and comfortable atmosphere. Shopping at any Megan's store is an interactive experience that allows customers to feel at ease and find a sense of familiarity and belonging. As guests walk in the door, they grab a handbasket and make their way through the store, able to pick up and interact with the products much like any other shopping experience, all with the support of our experienced bud tenders and staff. This type of familiar customer experience has proven to help remove the stigmas associated with cannabis and supports our guests to ask questions and learn and find the products that they need. I encourage you, since we don't have a PowerPoint tonight, to check out our website or the PowerPoint once it's posted so you can get a feel for what that looks like. Our open concept brings something unique to our storefront for sure, but it is our staff that makes it, visiting moms a truly special experience. Hired locally, our staff are highly trained professionals in their industry and uphold the mom standard of excellent customer care. As valued members of our team, an average entry-level mom employee earns over $26 an hour, and we are committed to always paying all entry and mid-level employees an average pay rate of at least 40% more than all median local income for similar positions in other businesses. We make special efforts to achieve high levels of diversity and gender parity among staff with inclusive hiring practices and strive to create a welcoming retail environment for customers and staff alike. Our work doesn't just stay within the walls of our shop. You'll find us, including our owners, out in the community participating in service that best fulfills the specific needs of our area. Many of our efforts have been targeted towards supporting the houseless population, beautifying distressed areas, planting a community orchard, and supporting our employees to be involved and contributing members of their city. One thing we're excited about in Ventura is the launching of our community fund. Our commitment to the fund includes designating 2% of store revenue, an estimated of $150,000 to $200,000 annually to the fund, which will be overseen by a diverse local board of directors from around the community. Spending of these funds will be directed by the board and used to advance the work of local organizations as well as efforts and causes that further the Ventura City Council goals. Beyond the community fund, our commitments include $2 additional $1,000 a month to support the work of organizations serving Ventura community, such as the Land Trust and Diversity Collective. It is our goal to build creative collaborations with folks who are most connected to Ventura community members and bolster their work and efforts. We have many commitments, such as establishing a community orchard, purchasing a fog harvester for the botanical gardens, providing and serving monthly meals to Mercy House residents, and locally sourcing materials and contractors. Additionally, we're committed to and excited about a collaboration with Bright, a local organization focused on prevention education for youth and young adults. Anywhere we operate, Mom is dedicated to proactively collaborating with organizations who are striving to keep cannabis out of the hands of youth. And lastly, Megan's is proud to have strong relationships with and the support of the communities that we work in. At our flagship store in San Luis Obispo, we were voted on by thousands of community members and awarded Best New Business in our opening year and Best Dispensary 2 years in a row. After our most recent inspection from the city and state, we were proud to not only be found fully compliant with no recommendations for change, but also receive incredibly positive feedback about how our operations are serving as a role model for programs around the state. Our team brings over 12 years of experience in the cannabis industry, and we are excited to bring our knowledge, thoughtfulness, and experience of our diverse and professional team to Ventura.
Thanks, Quinn. Let's talk about our location. A lot of thought went into securing the right location. Our space is at 3868 East Main Street, which is in a commercially dominated part of town. And our location far exceeds the city's both the locational requirements and the zoning requirements. But more importantly, our location is not on what's commonly referred to as a well-traveled path to school. In fact, it's not near any sensitive use. You know, we listened, and we were there when the city council debated what would be an appropriate buffer. And we were there, and we heard the calls from many in the community that said it should be 1,000 feet, even more. And while the council settled on 600 feet, we took that to heart. You know, Megan, our CEO, is a mom. Quinn is a mom. Our leadership team is made up of moms and parents. And it was very important to us that our location exceeded this, and it was in an appropriate spot for our community. Let's talk about our actual building. It was important to us that our investment did the greatest good. Our proposal will revitalize a long vacant and sadly a dilapidated building, the old Evita's Mexican restaurant that some of you may have some memories in. This was very important to the neighborhood and the neighbors we met with because they've had to live with this old building and some of the calls for service. Also, our site, our location, our building is freestanding, and it has an ample parking lot, over 20 plus dedicated stalls. It's also got 2 points of entry and exit. It's bracketed by a barranca on one side and the freeway on-ramp on the others, directly across the street, and it's near bus stops. The sizable lot provides a lot of flexibility, honestly, and it will help us ensure both comfort for people who are coming in, but also safety for the neighborhood as people are coming in and out, and it'll prevent backups. You know, Megan, our CEO, got into this business to help people. And our values as a team are community, responsible stewardship, and wholesomeness. Every facet of our business, from our design aesthetics to our safety and to our executive team, reflect this commitment to trying to cultivating trust, doing good, and leading by example. One of these areas is security. We work with the Sapphire Group, which is one of the top firms. Our location will have a secure vault room, video surveillance, a security presence, and overnight barriers. We've also learned a lot from our experience at the store. And from that, these best practices not only make the store safer, but it goes a long way to make the neighborhood safer. The little details inside the store matter too. You know, we're gonna have an advanced HVAC system inside the building. We're committed to achieving both the city's green building standard and LEED certification on our building. We pledge to have 2 charging stations and solar panels on site for energy creation. One of the things you won't find in our site are disposable vapes. You know, they have a battery in them, and frankly, they're e-waste. And you can't legally recycle them. This is another example of the mom standard of how we try and go above the minimum. Further, our commitment goes beyond just opening. We plan to have regular tours, open events, educational events, and we want to welcome the community inside. And this, coupled with our compliance efforts, our community giving program, are why we think our location is such a great spot. With that, I want to say thank you all for being here. We would be humbled and honored to operate in Ventura, and we want to keep this dialogue going as well. You can reach us at community@megansorganicmarket.com. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Megan's Organic Market, I have 8 speaker cards up here if you want to go ahead and line up on the wall. We'll start with you, Liz.
Yeah. What's your purse? Thank you. You know, through the long, arduous process of the pandemic and the discussions of the cannabis businesses, I haven't been a fan because I've seen so many young people hurt through my lifetime. But I want to say regarding Megan's, when this process first began, the only shop that reached out to the West Side Community Council was Megan's Organic Market. And they came and they listened to what those of us who met with them had to say, and they recognized that the West Side is a historically disadvantaged community and not the place for this kind of market. But they also listened to everybody at council. They're the only one, I believe, that is cited as far from any school as it is. I'm concerned about the homeless population not far, although I'm sure that they will be willing to invest. The other thing I'd like to say to whomever is making the decision, one second. None of these businesses should have been standing before us criticizing other businesses. The last 2 did not, but I heard it before. So let's all recognize that.
Oh, sorry. If you could just state your name before you speak, so I can mark your card off.
Hi, everybody. My name is Colin Dvorak. My wife and I are owner-operators of a cannabis greenhouse up in Carpinteria, not far up the road. I came down here today, heard that this hearing was going on, and wanted to come down to offer my support for Megan's Organic Market. I've known Kevin for a long time as a rock star in the community here in Ventura, and wanted to make sure that I came down and gave some support for that kind of local connection and passion of the community. And then while I was sitting there thinking what to say, that was really an impressive presentation. And I've been to a lot of these things, doing this in Santa Barbara since 2017. And to see operators, locally based, social commitment, and then with that kind of a location, there's been a lot of conversation about location today, and it is really, really important as we see how that rolls out in Santa Barbara and in other communities in the 805. You've got guys who are committed to this community, are well locally connected, and are, I don't think the tire shop with a giant parking lot across from where their location is going to complain. Great in and out. Congratulations, guys. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Priya J. I am a Ventura City resident and a member of the Community Advisory Committee for Megan's Organic Market here in Ventura. When I was offered a place on this committee, I was really excited to join for a number of reasons. First, it started as a women-owned business, and I think we need more leadership from women in businesses in all sectors. Second, I agree with their values of community and stewardship and education and wholesomeness and holistic growth. Third, they're not trying to monopolize the cannabis industry, which I also think is really important. And lastly, I really admire their commitment to looking outside of themselves and reaching out to diverse members of the community for input on how they can better help grow our beautiful city. Thank you.
Hello, it's Natalie Bruton, again, a long life member of Ventura County. I would like to thank this group for their thoughtful consideration for the best location. That's so important, and you really, as the other company did, made that your priority. I am not an advocate for dispensaries, but if we're going to have them, we have to be cognizant of where they are and how they affect the community. In addition, wouldn't it be nice if all companies were giving back to all the benefits of our town? it's sad that only now we're getting the benefits because of dispensary companies. So I hate to have that we're pitting our priorities for where the money's gonna go. I appreciate that Kevin is local, and I believe he really will look carefully and make sure they're placed appropriately. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Jonker. I want to start by disclosing that my family does own a property and an applicant has the potential to obtain a license to operate there. I'm not opposed to cannabis coming into Ventura. We would be a landlord, have no ownership stake. Instead, I'm speaking tonight as our family also owns Topper's Pizza, and so they would be opening as next door neighbors to a decades-long family-friendly establishment that's been voted the most kid-friendly restaurant in all of Ventura. So if proximity to schools is a concern, then opening a dispensary that is immediately adjacent to one of the biggest community gathering centers for students, youth teams, and other children would be a concern for us.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening, fellow community members. Thank you for the opportunity to participate. I appreciate both your time and consideration. My name is Christina Cohen. I'm a lifelong fifth-generation resident and local business owner. I'm here today to voice some concerns. The depth and experience of knowledge here is impressive, to say the least. However, when reviewing the top 8 finalists, I find myself disheartened. Together, the top 5 applicants operate more than 45 dispensaries in the state, not including another 45 locations pending. In my opinion, many are here today simply because Ventura was the next opening to the cannabis industry, the next city in their long list of cities to conquer. Ventura deserves more than a boilerplate contribution. It deserves companies whose owners all hold Ventura sincerely in their hearts, who were raised here, started their businesses here, who raise their children here, whose family and friends all call the city home. How many of the owners we've heard of today saw their first concert at Ventura Theater? How many know that there was originally only one Rice by Mama, and there's now 2? Thank you for the consideration to remain local. Thank you.
I have 2 more cards for Joe Cahill and Sabrina Rodriguez. Okay, thank you. And Mr. Cahill? Okay, well then that concludes the speakers. Thank you so much for Mom. Okay, so up next is going to be Responsible and Compliant Retail, Ventura LLC. And they are located at 1890 East Main Street. And it looks like we're going to get some more people in this room. There are seats in the front for anyone in the back who'd like to sit down. Okay, no problem. So it's a 10-minute presentation.
Let's hope I don't mess this up. Do you want to just do it that way?
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to present this evening. My name is Mike Morostica. I'm a lifelong Ventura resident, local parent, nearly 30-year law enforcement veteran, and former school resource officer for our community's youth. Joining me is our CEO, Lauren Carpenter, who has worked collaboratively with Ashley Pope and I to execute our vision for responsible cannabis operations in our hometown.
So I've been trapped in a room without a phone for the past few hours, so I can't be sure. But I imagine what you've found at this point in the process is that we are more similar than different. We all have extensive security measures, thoughtful operations, and beautiful design. That's why I want to focus tonight's discussion on areas where we are different, including our multi-year listening tour, unparalleled expertise in the legal marketplace, the authenticity of our local partnership, the reasons why Midtowners have indicated we are the right location for their neighborhood, and ultimately why we believe Embark is the best partner for the city and community at large. Our team brings the most prolific track record of regulatory and compliance expertise in the state, given one of our founders helped to draft and ultimately served as the campaign manager for Proposition 64, which legalized adult use cannabis in California. This expertise shapes our operations, proprietary training and education programs, use of internal auditing software, and industry-best security protocols. Our operations generate more revenue per square foot than the nation's leading retailers. We project more than $15 million in investment into our local workforce over the first 60 months of operations, including industry-leading wages and benefits through a partnership with the United Food and Commercial Workers Union. We will allocate 50% of our shelf space to fostering a diverse and inclusive industry, ensuring Venturans have access to compliant, tested cannabis that reflects our shared values. From the White House to Fortune 500 companies and the leading cannabis retailers and brands, there's not a more experienced team than ours. Oh gosh, sorry. Today, we are the fastest growing independent retailer in California. But our team is also a partner outside the four walls of our shops. In other communities, we've worked collaboratively to initiate business improvement districts. We have worked with city leadership on obtaining grant funding, and we have launched youth drug education and prevention programs that were so successful the municipality started funding them. This is embodied in our track record as the first to open in each of the communities where we operate today. We have learned through relevant experience how to appropriately and sensitively engage with the neighborhood and community to address concerns regarding cannabis, given we are often the first to do so. But what sets us apart most is our multi-year listening tour in Ventura. We have engaged with this community, and it shows. Our efforts began nearly 3 years ago and have resulted in more than 300 individual meetings with community stakeholders, including earning the support of more than 75 businesses and residents within 3 blocks of our proposed location. This represents nearly all of the businesses in this core. During these many, many conversations, we heard much excitement about the opportunity to participate in the existing revitalization efforts in the immediate area, and also heard about this community's prioritization on youth. As a responsible operator, we were the first to meet with the superintendent on cannabis in Ventura and met with numerous school board members to detail our operational plans and solicit feedback. This outreach on youth began nearly 2 years ago. Importantly, our extensive community support is not the result of online petitions, QR codes, or Instagram ads. It is born out of hundreds of individual, face-to-face meetings with community stakeholders representing diverse contingencies in Ventura. It is the findings of this listening tour that shaped our proposal, continues to shape our ongoing outreach, and will inform the type of operator we will be if selected locally.
Ashley Pope and I are proud to be partnered with Embark. We are both lifelong residents, parents, and dedicated community advocates. As mentioned before, I served in law enforcement and was a school resource officer. Ashley ran her own small business in downtown before joining the Chamber team. Local partnership is core to Embark's operations in every community where we operate. I've learned that in this industry, there are a lot of owners on paper only. Our ownership is not symbolic. Ashley and I have found long-term opportunity for ourselves and our families, and will ensure that our operations reflect this community's values. Ashley and I know and share our community's deep prioritization on protecting our youth. That is a driving force behind our roles in Embark. Ultimately, we are committed to ensuring public health and safety, best in in-class operations, and meaningful community engagement in our hometown.
Devin on our team started engaging in this community nearly 3 years ago and brought this location to me after meetings with many local stakeholders. As a planning commissioner in her hometown of Santa Barbara and having worked with the city and county to successfully implement retail cannabis there, she felt strongly that our Midtown location represented an opportunity to participate in the revitalization of this central commercial core. She also understood the importance of parking, appropriate ingress and egress, and the ability to partner with neighboring businesses to provide a benefit as a high-volume retailer. That's why we have 4 times the parking of other operators. Over the past year and a half, we have worked tirelessly to build bridges throughout this community and have seen the incredible excitement of many neighboring businesses and residents about the role this business can play. As just one example, we've partnered with neighboring businesses and prominent Midtown property owners, including David Hilty and Aaron Gaston, to advance a business improvement district in Midtown. We know this has been a conversation for many years, if not a decade, and are proud of the work we've already undertaken to achieve this goal. This is what partnership in Midtown can and should look like. and it is why we are supported by so many Midtown leaders and advocates. In the hundreds of meetings we've had in this community, the caliber of our operations has not been questioned. The sole pushback we've received is regarding our proximity to a high school. Candidly, most of the proposed locations are in close proximity to sensitive uses, and ironically, the other Midtown location being considered is actually closer to a high school than we are. I do not say this to criticize them, but instead because I know through experience that none of the locations will impact Ventura's youth because of extensive physical infrastructure, proven operational procedures, and responsive and engaged leadership. Our application detailed a robust 6-point plan proven in our existing operations to protect youth. It is a comprehensive approach to this issue, from a benign exterior with no signage identifying our use to the significant security infrastructure and protocols in place. Concerns about visibility have been addressed through a neutral exterior and the fact that our facility will remain locked until age and identification have been verified by our trained security personnel. We actually met with a number of school board members early on to incorporate their feedback into our operational procedures, including adhering to the request of one to adjust our hours to open after school starts each day. But ultimately, protecting the youth in our community is about the quality of the operator, not its location. This city has already decided to bring cannabis here. Now it must identify the operator with the greatest track record of being proactive in mitigating youth access beyond the inaccessible four walls of the dispensary. The thing I am most proud of as CEO of Embark is our proven track record in this arena. We understand that this is a fear in every community, and we've partnered with local nonprofits to deploy a third-party accredited youth drug education and prevention curriculum. This effort has been so successful that one city we operate in has started funding this model. Our track record on this issue has been validated by a city council member who abstained from supporting us in her community because of proximity to a school. Since that vote, she has seen us in action, and we have earned her trust. She now encourages other communities to support our applications based on that experience. Embark takes a holistic approach to community benefits. Central to our plan in every community is a community advisory board of local leaders who are given the sole authority to allocate 1% of gross receipts, not net, in perpetuity to various community causes. This board includes Rich Atmore, Tammy Helmuth, and Brad Golden, among others. Our plan contemplates significant additional benefits, from 40 hours of paid volunteerism per employee per year, to bilingual financial literacy workshops open to the community, and much more. But the backbone of our plan is and has always been community empowerment. We have reserved seats for a representative from the Neighborhood Association and school board to provide total access and transparency into our operations. These aren't just promises made for the purposes of an application. In just 2 years in another community, we've been able to achieve incredible things, from providing a warm room for the winter for the unhoused population to reinstating the Friday Night Live programming for local youth. Okay, I'm skipping ahead. It is critical that this community contemplate the quality of the operator as well as the opportunities inherent in its proposed location. We welcome the chance to meet with anyone in this community that has questions or concerns, just as we have been for nearly 3 years. Please visit www.goembark.com, that's embark with a C, /Ventura to learn more and hear from your neighbors about why they support Embark. You can also call me at any time. I'm at 916-747-4643.
805-798-3866.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is Embark. Looks like I have about 19 speaker cards. Again, if you can line up over here on the side, everybody gets a minute to speak. Okay, you ready, sir? Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Bruce McGee. Lived in this area for 40 years. I've run businesses. I've had hundreds of employees. When I checked out Embark, I was really impressed with their track record, and I'm impressed with what you've been saying tonight. I spend my time volunteering with Rotary. I'm deeply involved with Rotary. I'm not speaking for Rotary, but I know Ashley through Rotary and what she can do. She's an engaged parent, active community leader, downtown business owner for many years, and she's the type of trusted leader that this town needs to shepherd the funding, the concerns that come from this business. Her leadership of Ventura County Autism Society demonstrates this clearly. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Patty Wells-Turnage, and I'm here to support Mike Marostica as one of the proposed operators of the dispensary at the corner of Main and Santa Cruz. I live across the street from Ventura High School, and I was a commercial banker here locally for over 30 years, and I was a school teacher prior to that. I've known the Marostica family since 1999 when our family joined the Ventura Family YMCA Adventure Guides. Mike and his wife, Debbie, were incredibly involved in all the activities. They knew all the parents, they knew all the kids, they were instrumental in planning many of the family activities. I'm also here to speak with her permission on behalf of my best friend and retired Ventura County Senior Deputy DA, Linda Groberg. She would have been here tonight, but she is traveling in her retirement. Linda, like my husband Bob and I, couldn't think of a more perfect person to operate a cannabis shop than Mike, a former law enforcement officer with years and years of experience dealing with troubled youth. I know a mother whose child's life was saved by Mike when he was working as a high school resource officer. This student had truancy issues, and Mike keyed in on what he felt was increasing risk. When the student failed to show up for school one day, Mike called them. You'll have to ask me.
We'll have to wait for part two.
John Exel. I'm reading Pastor Jim Duran's remarks tonight because he's out of town and could not be with us. As lead pastor of the River Community Church and executive director of City Center Transitional Living and Tenderloin Maternity Home, I am not supportive of legal cannabis, but I am taking an active role in ensuring that the cannabis industry in Ventura is led by trusted leaders that share our values, operate with integrity, and will be responsive and engaged community stewards. I am confident that Responsible, Compliant, and Embark are the most qualified team to deliver safe, compliant. I've been approached by many cannabis operators. I ultimately chose only to join the Embark Advisory Board because of their significant track record delivering drug prevention and education for youth in the communities they serve. They build meaningful partnerships to support youth programs, ensuring the financial benefits of legal cannabis are invested in the education and empowerment of young people.
Hello, my name is Bob Harrell. I am a past president of a local Rotary Club. I am the current president of the Ventura County Leadership Academy, and I'm heavily involved in the Ventura Unified School District. I've been on the PTA board for 6 years, Superintendent's Advisory Council for 3, and many other committees. I am committed to the protection and the education of all of our youth and all of our students in Ventura. In my opinion, kids are not getting drugs from stores. They're getting them from their friends. They're getting them on campuses, in parks. They know friends who know dealers. That's where they're getting the drugs. Many prominent people in the community are supporting Embark because they're going to protect our kids. They're going to be great partners with our community, and they're going to give back. That's why I am supporting Embark. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Casey Goff. I'm a Midtown homeowner who lives a block and a half from the proposed Embark location. There are a lot of things I wanted to touch on tonight, but it seems like they're going to be canvassed. The security of the location, the incredible track record that they have in the communities they've been involved in the past. It's really exciting to see them partnering with Boys and Girls Club and things like that. But I'm just going to speak from my personal experience. As a Midtown resident, I am thrilled by the idea of being able to walk to my local dispensary, to have a location in my community that knows me, that I know them, that I can access on foot. The future of Ventura is walkable neighborhoods with resident-serving locations, and I really believe that Embark is Midtown's best chance for that. Really encourage the city to distribute the dispensary locations throughout the city so that all the residents have safe, legal access. I know that's something we all care about, and I just want to say that I am gung-ho for having Embark in Midtown. Thank you so much.
Well, you already heard from my more intelligent, attractive, better half, so I won't add to anything she said because she nailed it. My name's Tyler Goff. The only thing I'll add to that is I'm a fifth-generation Midtown resident. My family's lived here since the early 60s. We live, of course, like she said, just a block and a half away from the proposed site. I hope to live there for a very long time and raise kids of our own there someday. And I absolutely hope that that Embark's location is chosen. I think it's going to be wonderful for our community, and will make Midtown even better than it already is. So thank you all for your time.
My name is Shirley. I have 2 kids that are going to go to Ventura High. And as I was talking to my child, who's going to be a freshman, about this, he goes, the hypocrisy of drugs, and I realize it's cannabis, I realize it's legal now, but it doesn't change the fact that it is still a drug. In this proximity to the high school and to Cabrillo Middle School, these kids are forever walking back and forth. They go to the market across the street, and they're smart. They're going to figure out what's in that store. So I don't like the location. I don't like the idea of it. I don't like cannabis because I live next to somebody who does it every night, and it doesn't help. So it may help you.
My name is Emily Barony, and I live in Midtown. And my business is headquartered in Midtown. And I am so excited that Embark has chosen my neighborhood. I think that they bring both the correct corporate experience with the deeply ingrained community values that this team brings. I'm so excited, and I really hope y'all get it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I am Sarah Colasanti. I'm a Midtown resident, and I'm full support of Embark. I cannot friggin' wait to walk to a dispensary. There's not gonna be any marijuana flowers on the sign or anything. The schools aren't gonna be like, oh, let's go here. There's gonna be so many security protocols that are in, it's crazy to think that this is even a thing. No kid is gonna be able to walk into a dispensary and buy weed. And that's that. So let us, who are capable, do that. Thank you. Embark, woo!
That is a tough act to follow. My name is Patty Braga. I'm an active member of this community and a proud lifelong resident of Ventura. First, I want to thank the city staff and leaders who have been working ridiculously hard navigating this process and who have been very thoughtful on how this operates within our city. So this is foundational work. Thank you. I am here to support Embark. I grew up in this community. I have watched for decades as Midtown struggled to revitalize and become a destination similar to what our beautiful downtown has now become. Embark's proposal significantly adds to the area, bringing benefit to Midtown businesses, residents, and our community as a whole. As a parent, I believe that the safety for our youth comes first, and I know how cannabis retail is perceived in the community. Embark has the values, the policies, and the responsiveness our city needs. I believe it is critical that we select leaders who we know that will lead the industry with integrity and to truly serve as community partners, ensuring a safe, compliant, community-focused cannabis industry.
In all that, I see an Embark. Thank you so much.
Good evening, my name's Nick Schiffman. I'm one of the biggest potheads you'll ever meet, so I feel like I have authority on this topic, which is marijuana is an extremely powerful drug. When morphine and other opiates don't work, they give it to cancer patients. Marijuana works for cancer patients when morphine doesn't. But I want to respond to a few things that this very nice gentleman and lady said, which is location does matter. You know, one of my best friends in high school was a brilliant pianist, and after he started smoking marijuana, his social life and his music career collapsed. And you know, there's three groups: addicts, people with mental health issues, and children. And the notion that it's not gonna matter when these kids pass by a pot shop every day. And yes, if you're 18 and a senior in high school and you have a medical marijuana card, you can shop there. And dealers do go there, and they do distribute. So, you know, again, and also their business expertise, it's irrelevant. You know, there's lots of other applicants, you know, who can do just as well. And thirdly, you know, I guess I would just consider other places as great as these people seem to be. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Michelle Cannon, and if I was a teenager walking by a marijuana store, I would be very curious, even more curious. It happened with me as a teenager with liquor stores. That's just my personal experience. I am opposed to the proposed location on 1890 Main Street. A dispensary was placed 500 feet from my home in September of 2019. My neighborhood has changed. I am unable now to walk out my door or to my car without encountering singles or groups of people smoking and vaping. They simply cross the street to my street. We do not have enough officers to enforce the non-smoking ordinance. As a recovering addict myself, it is a challenge for me with the increased viewing and smelling of marijuana. I also speak for others in recovery in my neighborhood. I do support medical and responsible use. I would just prefer to locate dispensaries in a reasonable proximity further from neighborhoods and schools. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Matt O'Malley, and I am the Cannabis Division Director for Ufcw Local 770. Our union represents grocery workers, retail pharmacy workers, and since about 10 years ago, cannabis workers. I've been organizing in that space for about 11 years now, and during that time, I have seen things that would make you think that we were still in the 19th century. Now, the one thing that sort of serves as the best way that employers can sort of reinvest in their community is by reinvesting in their workers. And the way to do that is by sitting down at the bargaining table on a level playing field, looking your employees in the eye and hammering out fair terms and conditions of employment. There are 2 applicants here tonight that have actually done that with our union and then have signed fair collective bargaining agreements, Embark and Shrine. UFCW is proud to throw our full weight and support behind their applications for this community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Emily Morostica, and I am here in support of Embark. Embark is the company we need here in Ventura. Embark's team helped to write the Prop 64, just as they stated, to make sure that, you know, the rules and regulations are as they should be in California. They are advocates for the community. They care about causes and problems that plague the communities they serve and work to help combat those. And they pick local owners who align with those morals as well. Ashley Pope and Mike Morostica, who you may be able to tell is my dad, are fierce advocates for youth. Mike has been an advocate for youth his whole career. I've seen it myself, working as a school resource officer, volunteering with PAL and YMCA's Youth in Government. My dad came into this looking to protect our youth and safely bring this industry in Ventura, and he found that with Embark. I believe Embark's Midtown location is the best option as it provides the greatest opportunity for increased revitalization in the area. A large part of why I support Embark is their care for the community, but another reason I support bringing Embark into Ventura is because of their advertisement strategies and average demographic.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Holmgren, and I would say 4 years ago I wouldn't have supported cannabis, but then my husband got a very aggressive form of cancer, and unfortunately passed away a year and a half ago. And the only thing that really helped with the pain was the cannabis, and so I had to go out to various dispensaries to try and find it for him. And all dispensaries are not created equal. I can tell you that from my own experience. And so Mike is my nephew, and he's been in law enforcement his whole career. And I can tell you that he's an upstanding young man, and you know, he will make sure that all the rules and regulations are followed. And the average age of Embark's customer is 44 years old. And so, you know, they don't advertise to youth or young adults. And so it's a place that I would feel comfortable walking into, and I wouldn't be dealing with people that are a lot younger than me. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oscar Hernandez. I'm a small business owner here in Ventura, California, Marine Corps veteran. I'm here to talk about Embark and most likely Ashley Pope. I ran the Toys for Tots program here in the county for 2 years while I was still on active duty. Ashley stepped up, really helped me out with the program as a small business owner herself. So I know the intentions of giving back to the community is within Embark, because those what follows in my core values is what their core values is, and that's putting money back in the community to the nonprofits. Ashley has also built my business from the ground up with me, assisting me to where I'm at right now. So I do applaud Embark for having Ashley Pope on your team. I know you guys are gonna do great. And again, congratulations for getting me here. Thank you very much.
Good evening again, Natalie Bruton. Thank you for my return visit. From listening about you as a corporation and a company as individuals, you seem like an excellent choice for this town. Unfortunately, the location is just wrong. Our city council made a decision that went against every citizen's choice, that moved a 1,000-foot buffer zone to 600 feet. If the city council had not that and gone with the guidelines that currently existed on the books, this wouldn't be an opportunity. We wouldn't be here talking about this. It would be a done deal. Let's live within our current guidelines, which are on the books. Let's not make exceptions, and let's not have this facility in Midtown. There are 5 schools. There are 2 dance studios. It's a walking corridor for families. I agree, cannabis has its place, but this is not it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christine Campbell. I am a homeowner in the area of the proposed business. I am 100% opposed, but I am here in the capacity of reading a letter from a local business owner who could not be here tonight. I'm going to edit her letter for brevity because of the time constraints, and I'm going to put my glasses on. So, okay, this is from Lynn Drawl of Lynn's Consignments and Fund Furnishings on Main Street. I own Lynn's Consignment, and I'm opposed to the new dispensary for many reasons. First, I think Midtown is thriving on its own, and all of us grassroots local business people have had a large influence in this. I'm very proud to state that. Secondly, I don't think a dispensary on a street that leads to a high school where people and kids are walking back and forth all day is good. Lastly, I would like you to be aware that recently I've had a ton of high school kids in my back parking lot smoking and vaping pot during the day. Sadly, they have been boldly stealing from me. A dispensary is only going to make the problem worse. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tammy Helmuth, and I am a member of the Embark Community Advisory Board, and I'm also CEO of Girl Scouts of California Central Coast, so I oversee 5,600 girls. And let me tell you what, as a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 2, pretty much since I was 4, I've been raised in Ventura and work in Ventura. kids will find a way. They're not buying their pot out of legal establishments. Let's get that straight. Don't put that fear into it. The city has set standards for their location. It's a great location. There are some locations that are next to a favorite hangout for us families of the pizza parlor. So schools isn't just the location you need to look at, it's where families gather and communities gather. Embark, one of the first things I did when Embark approached me was I looked at their track record. I want somebody, I am against cannabis, but I want to follow the voters' rights and support it, and I invested in them. They have the best drug prevention program there is, and I'm looking forward to supporting it.
Hi, my name is Summer Helmuth. I was born and raised and work in this community of Ventura. I don't believe cannabis should be sold in any retail stores, but the voters have approved this, and I can accept the outcome even though I don't personally agree. I have reviewed all the applicants and believe Embark is the best choice. Embark has a history of being a good community partner. They are not just not in it for the money, but the way they created their business plan, having the community advisory board that has my own mom on it. I know that they will hold them accountable for the commitments. None of these other applicants can say the same. Thank you for listening, and again, I do support Embark if there is a store to be permitted in Ventura.
Hello, my name is Jackie Moran, and I'm a parent, a community member, and a former Ventura Unified School District board member. I'm here to speak against the location on East Main Street, and although I am not against this industry as a whole, I am against this location. This location is in the direct traveling path of our high schools and middle schools. So as I speak, I want you to keep in mind one phrase: out of sight, out of mind. The reason this phrase is important is because it's true. If it weren't true, then we wouldn't need high visibility locations for our businesses, but we do. The location does the marketing. We need to be mindful of where these businesses are placed. Once they are allowed to set up shop, they will remain there indefinitely. It will become a permanent fixture. Main Street is highly visible, and if it becomes a reality, it places this product in the direct path of our children as they walk to and from school each day. This visibility is not benign, it is suggestive, and they're vulnerable. Please protect our children. Do not allow these industries to market to them. Thank you.
I'm here to represent the Ventura High School Parent-Student-Teacher Association, representing 425 members. Our national, at the June meeting, we voted to oppose 1890 Main. The National PTA advocates for keeping dispensaries at least 1,000 feet away from schools in accordance with drug-free zones, just like liquor and tobacco. We are here tonight because in February 2021, City Council lowered the proposal distance from 1,000 feet to 600 feet, which what we thought was going to be to discourage safe routes to school in sensitive areas. All PTAs encourage safe walking and biking routes to school. Please do not put more temptation right in the middle of a walkable, vibrant neighborhood where kids eat and play. Let this one area continue to be a family-friendly area for all ages, where Ventura High is in the heart of Midtown.
Hi, for the final time tonight, Sabrina Rodriguez, President of the Board of Education for Ventura Unified School District. And as I stated before, we do oppose this location because of its proximity to a school and on a highly traveled route between our middle school and high school. It's important to us as a community. Having said that, I will say that I've known Mike Morostica and Ashley for many years, and they are very responsible community members. And although I still oppose this position because I do believe that it matters, I know that I couldn't ask for more responsible local representatives for any of our cannabis dispensaries. So doesn't change my position, but they're friends, I know they're good people, and I do appreciate that. So thank you.
Hello, I am amongst friends tonight. I want to thank all of you, especially the city, for allowing us the opportunity to provide public comment. As many of you know, my name is Ashley Pope, and I'm a local owner for Embark Ventura. As a parent, longtime Ventura resident, and involved community member, I believe it is critical that we get cannabis right here. I entered this business as a person who was not an advocate or a user of cannabis, but as someone with a deep understanding of how crucial it is to get cannabis right in Ventura. Embark is uniquely positioned to offer an elevated experience that will fit nicely into the Ventura culture that we know and love. As a parent, a youth advocate, and a disability advocate, my top priority will always be the protection of youth in Ventura. I have served on the Special Education District Advisory Committee at VUSD and many local nonprofit organizations. I've proven my commitment to this community in many ways. As I tell friends and family about my involvement in this venture, often their first question is, why? For me, the answer is simple. Participating in this industry is what ensures that I have a seat at the table in protecting the community I love. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dustin Moore, and I served as the campaign manager for Proposition 64, which legalized adult use cannabis in California. I'm also an owner of Embark, along with Ashley and Mike and my better half here, Lauren. And I just want to say, operating this business is a privilege, it's not a right. So the idea that we're here indefinitely, we're up for renewals every year. I just want that to be known. But bringing cannabis can be scary, and I understand that. But many of the fears being discussed tonight just have not materialized in other communities who have permitted and licensed legal cannabis. State guidelines are in place for a reason. State guidelines are 600 feet, not 1,000 feet. And they're there to protect public safety, and Ventura has developed an ordinance that's aligned with the state, and Embark has selected a location that is aligned with the city's zoning and long-term planning. Also, objective studies demonstrate that when legal cannabis arrives in communities, youth use actually declines. We just have to respectfully disagree with the passionate pleas of our opponents, but you can see that the outpouring of public support from the Midtown neighborhood stands with us, is very excited about what we will bring to Midtown. It's a vibrant community that is developing quickly, and we look forward to bolstering these efforts with our commitment to initiating a business improvement district. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for staying this late. I really appreciate it. My name's Devin Wardlow, and I head up public affairs for Embark. As a planning commissioner in my hometown of Santa Barbara, I identified 1890 East Main and fought for this location because I understand the role that cannabis can play in enhancing the revitalization that has already been building in Midtown for years. I have personally knocked on over 100 doors in the immediate vicinity of our proposed location. And what I can say is that Midtown wants Embark. Midtown recognizes the benefits that cannabis can bring in driving increased commerce, investment, and beautification in Midtown's commercial core. I am proud to stand here today as I have put my heart and soul into this endeavor. Given timing and COVID concerns, many supporters weren't able to join us tonight, and I'd like to list a few of them now. Midtown business owners: Kayla Laguna, owner of Clothes at 1927 East Main; Marnie Bond, owner of Sailor and Friends, 2070 East Main Street; Deidre Locke, owner of Permission Lingerie at 1980 East Main Street; Tina Baseline, owner of Aloha. Thank you. As you can see, we have a number of supporters, and the list goes on. Thank you all so much.
I have 4 more speaker cards. Nick Schiffman. Oh, Ms. Campos. I have one for you, Tatiana, and then Sean Barber. You're welcome.
First, I'd like to say your list of family and friends and people working with you is quite impressive. Sadly, I also don't agree with the location that you're going into. You're 600 feet from a high school, or a little over than 600 feet from a junior high school. But you're 2 doors down from a little restaurant where the high school students go to when they're off campus for lunch, and where a lot of them stop after school and meet up with their siblings. And for that reason, and knowing that it's very easy for someone, maybe 5 students, to put their money together and get an adult to go in and buy them product, I believe you'll probably be selected because of the outpouring of community support, but I would ask you to really look carefully about how to resolve that issue. For me, it's frightening. Thank you.
Are you ready?
Oh, sorry. I don't have anything prepared. My name is Michelle Campbell, and Austin is my son, and he has a site on Seaward, and this business is closest to where my son was killed 2 years ago. And my son's teammates run past this site, and my mom lives in Port Hueneme, where it smells to high heaven from businesses like this. I drove into Port Hueneme today. It smells. The people that live in that city, it's a laughing stock. They call it the Green Mile, and they laugh at that city. I don't want my city or near where my son's site is laughed at, and I couldn't be quiet anymore. And those runners deserve to run down Main Street and past Ventura High School and past Cabrillo and run out to the beach where it's safe and they don't have to smell the shit of pot. I'm sorry, but I could not keep my mouth shut. My name is Michelle Campbell, and I am proud to say that Austin is my son, and this is not okay with me. I don't want it to smell like Port Hueneme. Just drive down to Port Hueneme, it smells. Thank you.
Okay. Any other speakers for Responsible and Compliant, also known as Embark? No? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next will be the Artistry, and they're located at 2835 East Main Street. Are you for the Artistry? Okay, would you guys mind stepping outside? It's okay, thank you. Okay, it looks like most have shifted out of the room, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. That's okay, thank you. Okay, great. Good, a couple more seconds so it quiets down. Okay, it's the Artistry, and you have 10 minutes to present.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Lauren Fontaine with the Artistry, and I'm joined with our co-owner, Robert Mulder, who is a Ventura resident. So I know you've heard a lot tonight from many applicants, and I'm gonna share with you what makes our company unique and what makes us the perfect fit for the city of Ventura. The Artistry was founded with the mission of promoting local artists, and we are the original art-focused cannabis company in California. Our business model at its core is a community benefit. We provide gallery space in our stores for local artists and take no share of the sale proceeds. Our stores are designed specifically to highlight local art, and we devote significant resources to empowering local artists. We currently operate 6 galleries throughout California, and we have 2 more opening, including Oxnard, which will be opening in just a few weeks. Throughout our time operating these businesses, we've showcased hundreds of artists. We sell dozens of pieces of art every single month at our stores, and they're recognized as art destinations on community art walks, and we were even voted the best art gallery in the city of West Hollywood. So we really take this to heart, and this is at the core of our business model. We're perfect for Ventura because Ventura is an art city. It's home to a large community of artists and art venues. As you can see just walking through City Hall with art on the walls, this community has a rich arts tradition, and the artistry is uniquely positioned to make a positive impact in the city. We are also run by an ownership team that has decades of experience in the cannabis business. So our ownership team includes Robert Mulder. We're majority owned by a local Ventura resident. He's lived here for over 10 years. The other owners are Avi and Mitch Cahan, Aviv Halimi, and myself. Our team has over 45 collective years of experience operating licensed dispensaries. Since 2006, we've operated compliant stores within the state of California, and we have been industry leaders throughout that time and truly perfected the art of cannabis retail. We also have a track record of being the first to open in new markets. So we were the first new business to open in West Hollywood, Riverside County, in Los Angeles' social equity licensing round, and just last week in the city of Fresno, and we're also on track to be the first to open in the city of Oxnard. So we will move quickly to bring our vision to life in your city. Since we don't have our slide deck, which had a lot of images of our stores, I'm gonna try and paint a picture for you with words. Picture a bright open space with freestanding easels and large walls filled with breathtaking art. Dispersed throughout the showroom, museum-quality glass cases and custom cabinetry showcase cannabis products. The space is designed to encourage customers to explore both art and cannabis. I encourage you to go to our website to see images of all of our stores. You'll see the exteriors of them are very tasteful and modern. They don't resemble what you might envision a dispensary to look like. They have lots of windows. They have art showcased on the exteriors. They're in nice shopping plazas. And on the interior as well, you'll see something that people often mistake for an art gallery and are actually confused when they come there to buy cannabis. Our location in Ventura is 2835 East Main Street. You might be familiar with it. It's centrally located in the Midtown neighborhood. It's currently a Star Crab restaurant, and it is close to Baskin-Robbins and several other commercial businesses. We looked all around the city of Ventura and put a lot of thought into a location that would make sense for the community, that would be a safe space, and that would be far away from residential homes and also from schools. So our location is more than the required distance from any schools or youth centers, and we are not within the path of travel of any school. And this is something that was really important to Robert and I personally. I am a mom of 3 young children. He is a dad and a grandparent. So we take very seriously keeping youth away from the effects of cannabis. And we felt like this location was a place where there wouldn't be youth traveling nearby or going on the way to school. And with our storefront build out and the design that we've envisioned, it wouldn't be something that was attractive to youth. So we had before and after pictures in our slide deck to show you what we will be doing with the building. We'll really be rejuvenating this building, and not just our unit, but the entire building. So we'll be resurfacing the exterior, redoing the roof, putting new windows and art on the exterior of the building. We won't have any cannabis visible from outside, so all of the windows will be showcasing art, and you won't be able to see into the building interior. Our signage has our logo on it. There's no references to cannabis, no green leaves, no green crosses, nothing from the outside that would indicate that we are a dispensary. We have spoken very closely to all of the members of the local community, so that includes the Midtown Ventura Community Council. It includes all of our neighboring tenants, including Baskin-Robbins. We listened to any feedback that they had, and we really wanted to know their opinion of this location, and we were really pleasantly surprised that everybody was very supportive of us locating here. They thought that we could help the shopping plaza and really help that strip of East Main Street to give it a fresh new look, and that we would actually be enhancing the safety of the area. So one thing that we have a lot of experience with is operating safe and compliant storefronts. This means that we have extremely thorough security protocols in place. This includes having 24-hour on-site security, so we have a guard physically present at our building while we're open, but also while we're closed. We also utilize remote monitoring, so there's eyes on our building at all hours of the day, and a patrol service. So we do have a neighborhood patrol service that drives around the blocks surrounding our location, and they will actually monitor not just our site, but the blocks surrounding it and neighboring businesses to make sure that there's no unwanted behavior, whether it's loitering or whether it's some kind of potentially suspicious behavior. This is something that we can really help the local neighborhood with. So when we talk to the local businesses, they did express concern of issues they're currently facing, which includes vagrants and people loitering on the premises and in the alley behind the building. So having us there will actually make it a safer area because we will have a security presence there 24 hours a day. Another really big benefit of our location is that it has a huge amount of parking. So while we have 9 spots right in front of our building, there's 500 plus free spaces in the Community Memorial Hospital parking lot right adjacent to our building. So this means that our customers and our employees will never have to park on the street or bother our tenants. They'll have a very easy and safe place to park nearby. I mentioned that we've done a lot of community outreach to date. So we've hosted meet and greet events, we've met with the community council, we've met with many artists and arts organizations and talked to the local tenants, and we really wanted to get to the heart of what Ventura wants as a community and how we can benefit it. I'm gonna let Robert talk about our community benefits plan. So we have allocated $150,000 plus a year for community benefits and local nonprofits, and Robert will be helping to allocate all of those funds.
Good evening, everybody. Gosh, I hate public speaking. As the community liaison officer for the artistry, my responsibilities will include the distribution of that $150,000 on an annual basis to local charities here. 2 years ago, I was approached by more than 5 different cannabis shops to try to get a license here in the city of Ventura. After doing my due diligence, I found that the artistry's blend of art and cannabis is definitely the best of breed, and I'm proud to bring them to the city of Ventura as a local resident. My responsibilities of the distribution of the $150,000 includes monies to peer into the future, where we would like to work with that organization to bring better lighting to the city of, or to the pier, along with a security camera system for the pier that will goes directly to the police department. I also do volunteer work for Mission Fish, which is a nonprofit organization here in the city of Ventura that takes veterans with PTSD and first responders and Gold Star families out to our Channel Islands for a free day of fishing and day of therapy out on the water. These different organizations are my pet programs, and we're looking forward to other pet programs of other people here within the city that we can also contribute to. The artistry has pledged to create local jobs, 25 to 35 high-paying cannabis jobs to the local community. We're not importing our workers from out of town. Folks, I look forward to seeing you guys in our stores. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. I know it's been a very long evening, but thank you for your support.
I have 5 speaker cards if you'd like to come up over here to the side to get lined up.
I'm gonna have to set this down because she's pretty grabby. Hold her. Here, Lauren, take the baby. All right. Shine's a real trooper, ladies and gentlemen. We've heard from many qualified candidates tonight, and the last comment that I'd like to make is on behalf of the Artistry, who is ranked second place in the merit-based process. The Artistry is currently operating 6 cannabis stores in the state of California, with 2 more opening this year. Each Artistry store showcases art, as you've just heard, that's curated by local artists. And it's all in a really high-end gallery setting. And this is a truly unique business model that really does work perfectly for the city of Ventura and its love for the arts. Contrary to some public comment received, the Artistry does not make their products accessible from the retail sales floor. All packaging is empty. Additionally, the Artistry has 24-hour on-site security, alarm systems, and security cameras throughout the interior and exterior. They have a 100% compliance rate in each city that they operate and in the state of California, which speaks truly to their operating team. Their focus on securing the environment and protecting youth is second to none. Lastly, the Artistry has been the first to market in each city where they operate, which results in more immediate tax revenue like that's needed in the city of Ventura. So I ask that you would give the Artistry high consideration in this selection process.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Love. I'm a local realtor here in Ventura. I've been a Ventura realtor for over 10 years now, and if realtors understand anything, it's location, location, location. After looking over the different proposed sites here in Ventura, I feel like there is none better location than the location of the Artistry. It's centrally located right in the middle of Midtown, right next to Baskin-Robbins, which I know all of you wouldn't be able to find that location from there. It's a fantastic location. It'd be a great spot for people that are users of cannabis to be able to get there in and out quickly. And it's a building that's in much need of renovation, which the Artistry is willing to do. Second off, I'd like to tell you that the Artistry is nothing but top quality, the top shelf quality product. I know because I've used it myself, and I've used some products down the Port Hueneme area that there's been some places that just aren't so good, and that you wouldn't want that in our community. And okay. All right, well, thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to just strictly look at my phone because I have not go through public speaking. My name's Katrina Reese. I'm a local Ventura resident for a little over 10 years now. I'm also a homeowner here in Ventura, which is a brag for a 28-year-old, so I'll say it whenever I can. I'm a mother and active with my local school PTA organization and our local neighborhood watch committee, which my husband and myself started to help with our older neighbors when COVID hit, to help with groceries and pharmacy and all of that fun stuff. And that is when I met Robert Mulder. He was selling and also donating masks to our community. He graciously handed them out to not only our school, families, friends that we all knew, but also to all of our neighbors. After speaking with him for quite some time and being in contact and helping reach out with masks, he also introduced my husband, who is a local veteran, to Mission Fish. And along with that, he also was able to help get him a fishing spot. And he also opened it up to all of my husband's coworkers who are also local veterans. And if there is someone in the community that actually helps, I'm here as a pay it forward. He's that man.
Hello, my name's Chris LaTourette. I bring a little different perspective to things. I'm a cancer survivor. I used to get all my cannabis from the Artistry in West Hollywood. Helped save my life for eating and drinking, and my parents weren't for it, but after I actually lived, I wasn't supposed to. They realized there's a different side of things. On the other half, Robert's been a dear friend of mine for a long time, and the way that cannabis, the clubs have been in the old school is more shady, and now the Artistry brings a different twist to that by having an art gallery. I'm also a local artist here in Ventura. So having that storefront of art, which is inspiring, you know, that's stuff you want for your children, right? And when kids are little, they don't really see what's behind that, right? So it's a great twist on, you know, how cannabis shops are deploying now, and I think it would be great for the community to have both the artistry and Robert be involved with Ventura. Give me the time.
Hi. So there's just a couple things I wanted to share. My family, we've been involved in the Ventura community longer than I've been alive, so don't need to go into that. And it's a great community. I just wanted to share a personal experience. My dad, I'm the sole gatekeeper, caregiver for my 97-year-old dad. And he's a conservative guy, always has been. I took him to the artistry in West Hollywood out of need. And it's something he really wasn't for. But the experience from the moment we entered that space, how we were greeted, the elegance of the shop, their whole mission in how they treat their clientele, as well as how they invest in their communities and what they contribute to their communities. My dad felt very proud to be there. And I was shocked at 97 years old, after being such a conservative man all his life, that he was open to it and happy about it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Yes, it's me again. I'll be performing tomorrow night about this same time. One thing I want to note is I do appreciate the artistry and what you're bringing forward in the cannabis industry. Sounds very interesting. What I will point out in this particular location, you did not have the individuals who were so in close proximity coming forward and voicing their concern of the location. So that should tell you right away that this location is not my favorite fit, but it's a better fit. When each of these companies are coming up, yes, the company has to be evaluated, but the location does. So if there is not opposing views, that should say this is a better spot. Again, not my favorite spot, but it is a little bit better. So that's it for this one. Thank you.
And that is all the comment cards for the artistry. Thank you. Okay, next up is Sasa, also known as Wheelhouse, and they are proposed to be located at 4591 Market Street.
Good evening, everybody. Or should I say good night now? Good evening, community, City Council, Chief of Police, Community Development Director, Parks and Recs Director, City Staff, and City Manager. We'd like you first and foremost to thank you for the opportunity to be here and welcoming cannabis into the city. I'd like to congratulate all the applicants for making it this far. It's been a long journey for each and every one of us. I'm here to show you why Wheelhouse is very passionate about this opportunity. There are 3 reasons we believe we are the perfect fit. We are local, we are experienced, and we are very community focused. My name is Zahur Lalji. I am the CEO of Wheelhouse. I am a 40-year resident of the county of Ventura, building my professional career here. I am currently also raising my family here today in the county. My partner, Sergio Berga, is the COO of Wheelhouse. He is also a 40-year resident in the county. He has built his career in the city of Ventura, and he is also raising his family in the county. Our CFO and community liaison, Elmarina Pugh, is a 39-year resident of the city of Ventura and a business owner in the city. Last but not least, Thomas Feeney, our CMO. He's a 16-year resident and a business owner in the city of Ventura. Combined, we have a total 17 years plus in the cannabis space. We have 2 multi-award-winning dispensaries, one locally here in Port Hueneme, servicing the community today. Last but not least, we have invested in many different brands and different aspects of the business, which gives us an insight of cannabis from every aspect of the business and gives us additional insight on the retail side of things. Last but not least, we're community focused. We have a history of giving, and in Ventura will be no different. We do business in the cities, we call it a Community Reinvestment Act. So anytime we are in a location, in a city, we give back to that city. Our location is 4591 Market Street. It's on the corner of Eastman and Market. We'll be open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily for our delivery operations, and from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. for our retail operations. The most important part of this location, this will be our flagship office. The entire executive team will be housed here, and we will be running and operating this location personally there. Now, this location we purchased in 2021, and there was many reasons for this location to be the ideal fit for cannabis, and 2 things stuck out the most. Number 1, the distance from any school or safe pathway for children. Second was the safety and security of the location. Our location is more than 4,000 feet near any sensitive use. If I'm not mistaken, we are the furthest from any other applicants in this process. Second was security. The location we purchased was an existing bank built with security and safety in mind. We will be enhancing those security measures to make sure we're additionally safe. In 2021, when we did look at purchasing this building, we wanted to make sure we were good neighbors, and we wanted to make sure we were welcomed. Sergio and myself personally knocked on a lot of doors throughout the years to ensure we were welcome. We were pleasantly surprised how many of the neighbors or their family members or people they knew were already existing customers. We were very welcomed into the neighborhood. But just to ensure we don't have any issues, we have a comprehensive plan to avoid nuisance and complaints. And we have a community liaison to represent that, to make sure that we are good neighbors and continue. One of the biggest issues that we see in the cannabis industry or concerns is odor mitigation. Once again, this location is a self-standing building, and we have never had complaints in any of our other locations. But we have purchased all the upgraded equipment, making sure that we have all the right compliances to ensure we do not become a nuisance. If we are, we do have an immediate response. Now, this subject matter is very important to me. It's youth prevention. As a parent of 3 beautiful children, and I'm assuming a lot of you guys out in the audience are also parents, and the one thing we want to ensure is the safety and security of our kids. We want to ensure there is no harm that comes to them. So we've created a very extensive plan that really hits 3 subject points for this, for youth prevention. Number 1, access. We have trained and educated our staff and to ensure that no youth can go into our dispensary. Second is making sure we follow all state, city requirements to have child-proof products, and making sure we don't work with vendors that could somehow even show products that would entice the youth. Last but not least, our community outreach. On a quarterly event, we do a Cannabis Curious, where we invite the entire public and we ask questions and answers and educate them on the safety and security of cannabis use and youth prevention. Speaking of security and safety, in the slide you'd get to see a little bit more on the renditions, but again, this location is an existing bank location. It has all the safety, security features, lighting, egress, degress. We have everything we need for a safe location. We will be enhancing this. We'll be enhancing the lighting, we'll be enhancing the building, we'll be adding gates and fencing, and additionally, we'll be adding 24 hours a day, 7 days a week security guard to ensure our customers, our neighbors, and our employees stay safe. Our Community Reinvestment Act. As I said, we have a history of giving back to the community we do business in. Again, Ventura will be no different. We've already started giving to a lot of nonprofits already in the city of Ventura, and if awarded this license, we will continue that giving. We estimate the first year with our revenues to give back $250,000, by year 3, $500,000 back to the local community. Now, we don't just write a check. We actually show up to these events. We actually volunteer ourselves, including our staff, and we allow them to go to do nonprofits that they choose to give back to the community. So we really do give back. We are locals and we are neighbors, and this community means a lot to us. So that is really one of my favorite slides, I would have said, in this subject matter, but giving back to the community is really the best. Who doesn't like to be Santa Claus? So now back to what's in it for the city. Well, the city expects to get some tax revenues out of this. So we've run some successful businesses and we continue to do that. So we estimate our revenues to give back taxes in the first year approximately $500,000, and years 2 and 3 over $800,000. This is in addition to the taxes we currently pay as property owners, and this is in addition to the taxes we currently pay as a delivery service servicing Ventura today. In closing, I'd like to reiterate why we believe we are the best fit for Ventura. We are local, we are experienced, and we give back to the community. Thank you again for the opportunity to be here, and thank you for welcoming cannabis into the city of Ventura.
Okay, I have about 17 speaker cards for Wheelhouse. Again, if you could line up over here on the side. 17, not 70. Okay, and then it's a 1-minute speaker time limit. It goes very quickly, so when you come up, if you can say your name and go ahead and get started.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Ronald Atney. I'm a local dentist, owner and Sunset Dental in Ventura and Oxnard. My wife Vic and I have lived in Ventura for 7 years and are also Chamber of Commerce ambassadors. I'm a healthcare professional and a 3-time cancer survivor. So what I'm telling you is there is a place for cannabis in the medical profession. Vicki and I are also active members with the American Cancer Society. And every time we have an event and fundraiser, Wheelhouse has stepped up for us and been a major sponsor. Having a practice in Oxnard, we're able to see how active and giving Wheelhouse has been for their community. And when Z has said that he's been at the events, I've actually known Z not as a dentist, but actually as a comedian. He's been to all my events. So Vic and I can tell you, we would know that Wheelhouse will not only be an asset, but will be a great partner for our city here in Ventura.
Hello, everybody. My name's Kathleen Leonard, and I'm a mother, a grandmother, and a member of the Ventura County community. I also work for Big Brothers Big Sisters in the philanthropy department, and we're a local nonprofit that serves children, the most at-risk children in our county. 75% of them live below the poverty level and are raised by a single parent, and 55% of them have been abused, neglected, or suffered violence. Mr. Berger and Mr. Lagili support Big Brothers Big Sisters and defend the potential of these children. And they take really, by giving to these children, they really take the children from risk to resilience. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Danica Salvaggio. I'm the interim CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ventura County, and I'm here in support of Zaza LLC. Our agency serves youth who are facing adversity through our mentoring programs, many of whom live, go to school, or their families work here in the city. We have worked with Zaza for over 4 years in what has become an engaged and very authentic relationship. Our agency is also working on a multi-year partnership to address the impact of addiction on youth in our families. When it comes to educating our program participants on healthy habits, Zaza takes an active role with us. They host educational opportunities, the Cannabis Curious, in partnership with law enforcement that we've been able to share with area parents. They've also ensured that we have the resources for our professional staff and case managers to train youth and families directly and provide that ongoing case management. And just a fun story, if I could squeeze it in, recently, Zahar happened to mention a property he knew in Oxnard that saw a lot of outdoor foot traffic, and I joked, why don't we get them to donate the building space and we'll have our youth paint a mural on it? And without blinking, he says, done. So that's not a perfect example. If that's not a perfect example of the collaborative, community-centric mindset with which Zaza is run, I don't know what is. So in short, Zaza is an asset for any community that welcomes them.
Hi, my name is Scott Likens. I don't have anything writ. I can just speak from the heart. My family is here 101 years now. So Grandpa moved to Tortilla Flats in 21. So we've been here 101 years, definitely 100% City of Ventura. Zahir has been supporting me and my wife, Amomi, in our cannabis businesses. I'm a senior account manager for Blue Diamond Delivery. You probably never heard of us because we're the fastest in Ventura and we don't have a problem with any parents or school people. So, that being said, I really support Wheelhouse, as does my whole family and the people I know for City of Ventura. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak today in support of Zaza LLC, DBA Wheelhouse. My name is John Berga, General Manager of Wheelhouse Dispensary in Port Hueneme and resident of Ventura County for 31 years. It was very important for me to personally come out and share my story and why I believe Wheelhouse is a great fit for the city of Ventura. I first started working with Wheelhouse at their Los Angeles location as a reception in 2016 and then as a bud tender in 2017. The owners, Zohor and Sergio, really took time to develop and mentor me. They had strict onboarding, training, and procedures that had to be met. This training and mentorship led me to apply in 2018 for the GM role and gave me the opportunity to start my career. In 2019, when I had the opportunity to move back to my hometown of Port Hueneme and open the Wheelhouse Port Hueneme location, I jumped on it. Home sweet home. Please grant Zaza LLC, better known as Wheelhouse Ventura, a license to continue to serve its residents. I look forward to the positive impact they will have in my community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Debbie Golden, and I am speaking this evening in support of Wheelhouse Ventura. I appreciate that they are locally based and philanthropic in the areas of education and health. Most important to me, however, is the location of the dispensary. As a retired school board trustee for Ventura Unified and as a grandmother for Ventura Unified students, I want to make sure the dispensary is as far away from private and public schools as possible. Wheelhouse was very thoughtful in choosing their location and went above and beyond to ensure it was not in the vicinity of any school or any school walking path. They are intentionally ensuring that their business will in no way be attractive to or in the vicinity of children. I applaud their concern for our community's children, and I want to support their efforts. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Russell Cornwall, founder of Cornwall Security Services. I'm a retired narcotics detective from the city of Port Hueneme and now a licensed security professional. I provide consulting services. I feel extremely blessed to be working with this brand. I've been working with them for several years now. The professionalism and the integrity in which they run their business has set the standard where every business of this type should be. And again, I'm very blessed working with them. Also should be noted, a lot of concerns about the neighborhoods. A lot of police stats tend to show that these areas with dispensaries tend to be safer than they were before, and that's primarily because of the influx of security guards. And also they hire locally, as the guards are local as well, which again boosts the economy and brings things back to the city. They're gonna be great community partners, City of Ventura. You're gonna love them, as I do, and that's all I have to say.
Yes. Yes, I'm back. Okay, but this time I'm wearing a different hat, although my hat's not on, but it is a little bit different. First of all, as we've all, I think, recognized, local ownership is paramount and should be one of the key factors in the decision process for selecting a dispensary organization. As a property owner in close proximity to the location where Wheelhouse is proposing, I'm concerned about the effects dispensaries have on leasability of properties in the vicinity. This property that I have supports my family, so it's of vital importance that if I get a question from a potential tenant, what's that smell? What's nearby? What are you going to do? I have to disclose those things. And this supports my family, right? This is my income. This is how we make our living. So I'm concerned about this location, but I'm also looking forward to learning more about what you have in mind for smell mitigation, what your plans are for loitering, which would be away from your building, which would flow down to my building. But as far as compared to other locations, this is superior to others that have been listed.
Thank you, thank you. My wife and I have been supporters of Wheelhouse. We've been going to them for about 2 years, and their employees there are so knowledgeable that I feel I can go out and educate people. They take time to talk to you. They are concerned about you. When you walk in, it's a friendly environment. And these guys give back to the community more than they ever say. Our fireworks in Whining, the fireworks in Ventura, our comedy nights. And then for some of us that are on low incomes, they have special days where you don't pay as much. They have family events where no cannabis is allowed, and it's a fun environment. I would recommend these people not only to the county of Ventura, but in my home. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Baez, and I am a cancer survivor. And Wheelhouse has given me the support that I have desperately needed for pain management, for anxiety management, for sleep. I have found peace of mind that I haven't had ever. And to be able to know that I can go in to the dispensary, well-lit, knowledgeable, friendly, upbeat people, and feel safe as a woman going to and from, never feeling like it's an unsafe environment, always seeing the security guards, seeing the owners in the store at all times of the day, and then all the things that they do for the community. Being able to see the joy on our grandson's face at fireworks.
Do you want my name? Jim Baraka.
Thank you.
Well, am I the last one? My name is Jim Baraka. I'm a native here, been here for 51 years. A couple of months ago, I attended an orientation meeting over at their new location they're proposing on Market Street. Wonderful location in the industrial office area, so there's not going to be any schools around or kids or anything like that. And I don't know why anybody is opposing this business. All around us, I mean, Port Hueneme is making a fortune on taxes, and this is going to be happening here in Ventura. It's not cheap. I read about it, and I went online to open up a cannabis business. You pay a lot. Even starting off. License application, then this license, and the yearly, taxes that you give up to the city. We are going to profit a great deal. I used to be the manager of the Chamber of Commerce, and so I'm speaking a minute more, please. Everybody else will get. Anyway, I'm speaking on behalf of the business community. This business is no different from any other business that we have. And I had a little discussion with the lady back there in the pink blouse before we came in. I respect her opinion, and there should be. But this is not something immoral. This is not something that we have to worry about our kids getting mixed up with or something. I went over to their office after the orientation meeting a couple of months ago, bought one of the products. I'm not, overwhelmed with everything like that. I only bought some gummies. Just one more minute. Okay. Both of these guys, I wish all 8 of them could get it, but the city council needs to change their mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I do have a few other speaker cards. It doesn't look like they're here, but I'll read the names just in case you are here. Susan Goldstein, Benita, Andrew Salinas, Courtney Karen, Alex, and Danica.
That sounds like we have 6 more minutes.
But we do have one more applicant that has been waiting quite a long time, so thank you very much. Okay, and this is our final applicant for the night. This is Harbor Management Group, also known as Safeport, and they are located at 5801 Valentine Road.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for hanging out for us. We appreciate it. We good to go? Do we start? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Brad Schouten. I'm a lifelong Ventura resident and the COO of Safeport Cannabis. Sitting next to me, this is Ryan Underland, our Community Development Director. Tonight, we're going to be giving you a little background on Safeport and a proposed location and our plans for our Ventura location. All right, Safeport Port Hueneme. Safeport Port Hueneme was opened in October 2018 by Lonnie and Nancy Jarvis. These 2 longtime Ventura County residents' vision was to provide a safe access to cannabis and support the community they live in. What separates this family-run business from a lot of other operators is a passion for the industry and commitment to being present in day-to-day operations. Their leadership and vision have shaped Safeport into the successful business it is today. From the start, Safeport has established a strong partnership with the City of Port Hueneme and Chief of Police Andrew Salinas. Through this partnership, we've been able to be sensitive to the needs of the city and support them in a variety of ways. As well as charitable donations, we have also made our facility available to many Ventura County officials that are interested in the inner workings of a cannabis dispensary. Being a model operator, we strive to exceed both local and state regulations. Our last compliance inspection hosted by HDL, we were found to be compliant in all inspected requirements. To quote Tony Stewart, the Director of Community Development in Port Hueneme, "Your well-managed business operations are what helping the city's cannabis program become a positive role model for such programs in the state." Our support does not end at charity and donations of our time, but also the tax revenue this location generates. Alone, in 2021, Safeport generated over $670,000 in tax revenue for the City of Port Hueneme. Another area of our business that we pride ourselves in is our established banking relationships. With these relationships, we've been able to minimize our security liabilities by utilizing armored car services to service ATMs, provide weekly change drop-offs, and deposit pickups, allowing us to have minimal cash storage on site. As a requirement of these banking institutions is to maintain a high level of compliance both financially and in our day-to-day operations. We currently hold a valid City of Ventura cannabis delivery permit that averages 450 deliveries monthly. All deliveries conducted in the city are subject to a 4% cannabis tax on gross receipts that we paid on a quarterly basis. Through our delivery efforts, we have gained knowledge of the Ventura processes when it comes to cannabis regulation and licensing. We look forward to strengthening this relationship to establish Safeport as a model operator within the City of Ventura. Our prospective location is the iconic Salzer's Video building located at 5801 Valentine Road. This building is 6,700 square feet with 2,000 square feet of retail space, and the remaining space will be utilized for back-of-house operations. This building is the only building on the parcel and has 30 solely dedicated parking spaces plus additional dedicated off-site parking adjacent to the building off Valentine. The projected traffic impact is expected to be minimal due to our ability to route traffic onto Valentine Road. A key strength of this location is that it's significantly removed from sensitive use areas, like daycares, youth facilities, and schools. The location abuts Highway 101 with an on-ramp and off-ramp nearby. It is surrounded by commercial zones, has easy access to public transportation, and is not on or near any well-traveled paths to schools. Our adult-focused marketing strategy ensures we do not appeal to youth in the area and make sure we're reaching targeted demographics. We do not use traditional marijuana media and present ourselves with maturity and class, which can be seen in our renderings. Throughout our operations, we practice our industry best standards. Security is our top priority to keep our employees, customers, and communities safe. To ensure all parties are safe, we plan to surround the area with robust security features, including double the amount of armed security guards required, cameras, and alarm systems. Our security systems allow for live video monitoring by local law enforcement for ongoing oversight. We utilize all these resources to ensure we do not have youth entering our facility. All customers are required to present a valid ID before entering, and our staff is well trained on acceptable forms of ID and how to spot a fake ID. For our security services, we employ Medallion Protective Services, who's headed by Randy Latimer and a retired Oxnard PD commander. We rely on his experience and expertise to consistently refine and establish security measures. According to Chief Salinas and CrimeMapping.com, we have seen a decrease in crimes around the areas and dispensaries since their opening in Port Hueneme. We are sensitive to all neighbors and establish a proactive plan to identify and eliminate all nuisances. Commonly, a major concern in our space is odor. To properly mitigate the issue, we utilize state-of-the-art HVAC and carbon filtration systems to virtually eliminate all odors. Lastly, there's a strict no consumption policy on site so the youth will not associate our store with the odor of cannabis. Lastly, we feel honored after a long review process to find a suitable partner that the Salzers family picked the Jarvis family in Safeport to revitalize this iconic location and restore the appeal it once had. After meeting numerous times with our CEO and founder, Lonnie Jarvis, Brandon Salzers sensed we had a shared common vision for the space as a dispensary. Over the last 50 years, the Salzers family has been a fixture in our community, and we plan to carry on this legacy for generations to come.
Thank you, Brad. Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Ryan Underland, the Community Development Director, and I'm here to highlight how Safeport operates as a company and some of the benefits that come with us working in a community. As Brad has shared, we are already in good standing with the City of Ventura since we have an approved license to deliver here currently. Being that this is home to our ownership team and a majority of our staff, we already have connections within Ventura that we contribute and support that I would like to highlight while also addressing some concerns you might have. To begin, we are a proud supporter of the Ventura Land Trust, whose mission is to permanently protect the land, water, wildlife, and scenic beauty of the Ventura region for current and future generations. This is something Safeport holds close to its company values, being that we call this region our home. To show our commitment to Ventura and celebrate its beautiful landscape, this past May we partnered with Toba Toba Brewery to fundraise and host a volunteer event in Harmon Canyon Preserve. This specific event was a wildlife habitat improvement program where we had our ownership, employees, and customers put in hard work pulling non-native invasive plant species. This allows for the adolescent oak trees at the beginning section of the Harmon Canyon Preserve to thrive. According to Executive Director Melissa Baffa, and I quote, "More than 50 volunteers turned out and removed enough invasive plants to fill 3 large dumpsters. We are very grateful for their partnership and we think they will be a strong addition to our community," end quote. While speaking to environmental causes that we support, Safeport has invested the Santa Clara River Conservancy. With our proposed location on the border of Ventura and proximity to the Santa Clara River estuary, we concluded this was a pivotal area to support. Safeport provided a spray rig which the SCRC uses to fight invasive arundo that spreads through one of California's most dynamic watersheds. Executive Director Sean Kelly has shared, "This is one of our significant and critical equipment acquisitions, and this tool is regularly being used in our large-scale restoration work along the Santa Clara River," end quote. That being said, the estuary and its surrounding areas are a location that a large part of our unsheltered community resides. With the city of Ventura having one of the highest unsheltered populations in the county, Safeport understands the need for support in this evolving crisis. Since this community is our home, we are aware of the different dynamics at play and are able to react accordingly to what Ventura needs. The unsheltered community has always been a group that Safeport has made a priority to support. For example, when the Port Hueneme homeless shelter was in need of beds, we supplied them. We also have partnered with Habitat for Humanity of Ventura County, which strives to build a county where everyone has a safe, decent place to live. Also, we are one of the main sponsors for the Oxnard Sleep Out, which is a new program created in the Oxnard community to implement a permanent funding solution for the unsheltered of Oxnard. With the prospect of obtaining this license, we are committed and will continue to work with local agencies as well as the county to try and find a better process to aid our unsheltered here in Ventura. From our inception, Safeport and the Jarvis family made it a priority to support the youth in our community as well. Our partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Oxnard and Port Hueneme shows a part of that dedication to our youth. CEO Aaron Antrim reiterates this by sharing, quote, "For almost 5 years, Safeport has helped the club make major investments in technology, career education, and teen drug use prevention programs. We are grateful for their support and positive community involvement," end quote. These philanthropic relationships have evolved over the years as our initial donations were done under the Jarvis name and not our company. Lonnie and Nancy Jarvis's genuine desire to help the youth stretch farther than the positive coverage that it can entail for their business. Since opening our doors, we have supported not only the Boys and Girls Club, but also the Channel Islands High School reconstruction of their baseball and softball diamonds, a variety of programs at Hueneme High School, and the Santa Clara High School girls basketball program. In addition, this past holiday season, we partnered with Operation Snowflake, which Executive Director Kim Evans explained it best, quote, "This past Christmas, the Ventura County Military Collaborative held Operation Snowflake, helping over 500 military and veteran children have a Christmas. Safeport stepped up to save the day, allowing us to use their warehouse facilities to not only store the toys, but to generously allow us to sort, bag, and distribute the toys from their location. Without Safeport, we would not have been able to hold Operation Snowflake. Safeport literally saved Christmas," end quote. I draw attention to these partnerships to illustrate to you that Ventura is home for us. We care deeply about this community because the people that live here are our neighbors, our friends, our peers. In conclusion to our presentation, I stress to the community the high standard we conduct our business with a complete dedication to compliance set by state and local municipalities. Echoing the Chief of Police of Port Hueneme, Andrew Salinas solicited support for our group, and I quote, "There is no greater indicator of future behavior than past behavior, and Safeport will assuredly become an asset to the city of Ventura," end quote. We are excited about this opportunity to partner with you and create one of the first cannabis experiences in the gateway to Ventura. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I have just a couple speaker cards. I think Courtney Karen went home. She had a little one, so I think she had to get back. Ms. Bruton and Jonelle McLean. I think they're closing us down. Well, it's been a pleasure this evening. I've enjoyed meeting all of you. And thank you all for being here, all the various groups that have come and gone in this last few hours. So what did we learn this evening? Location matters, obviously. Local ownership is crucial. These gentlemen are also locally grown owners. It's a lucrative business. Oops, I need my glasses. It's a lucrative business, and the tax revenue will be helpful, but that in and of itself should not define how Ventura responds to the influx of cash. The City Council is jeopardizing our city's soul by dumping important programs, for instance, the 2% of the budget that was provided for arts, with the belief that dispensary contributions will pick up the slack. The citizens of Ventura must hold the city responsible and not allow the lure of easy money to move the city in a direction that does not follow the goals of our current general plan of a beach community and that which is in the plan that was currently in process. Just like a dispensary can change a neighborhood, our city council has the responsibility to ensure our neighborhood stays safe, that the selection process is fair, and that the citizens of Ventura are listened to. So tonight's meeting holds that very dear in that opportunity to speak. As you know, I'm not a dispensary fan, but it's part of it. And this particular location, unlike others, is also in an appropriate location.
So please take that in for your thoughts tonight, and thank you very much for letting me take the time. Good luck, gentlemen.
Okay, I'll be quick. Some of you may know me, some of you may not know me. I have been a medical patient since 2008. Outside of that, I have worked in cannabis, I have worked in marketing, I've worked in this community. I've lived in this community my whole life. My grandfather taught school in Santa Paula for over 30 plus years. My stepfather lived in Oxnard and Colonia before the projects got torn down. This is something that I live and breathe. Cannabis, if it wasn't for cannabis, with over 17 years, without the exception of medical marijuana, I would not be here. I've got 17 years clean and sober from anything besides that. There are many people in my generation that are dying on the streets because opiates are being pushed over plant medicine. This isn't a matter of whether it's happening or not. It's happening. The change is happening. This is the future. It's a matter of making sure that the regulations are happening, and this is also coming from a dispensary employee and a consumer, okay, and a mother, all right? The regulations have to be there. They have to be in place. They have to have checks. The Cannabis Compliance Board exists, and they will be checking. So all of your fears are at bay.
Okay, well, that concludes our presentations for tonight. Thank you so much. I'm grateful that everybody was here tonight and stayed until the end. Thank you so much. Glad we had the opportunity to hear from applicants and our community. Just a couple of things I want to mention, that the next steps are going to be phase 4, which is a final selection. That is made by our city manager. Per the ordinance, he decides this, who will be awarded the permits. This doesn't go back to city council, so he is the final say on this. He will be given all of the evaluations, any public comment that has been collected from the start of this process, all the way through Friday, July the 26th, this Friday. We do still have our public comment form open on our city cannabis webpage. So since we opened that a couple of weeks ago, we've had over 600 people submit comments. So even though some may not have been here tonight, everyone is sharing their voices and opinions, and we really appreciate that. Let's see. And just a couple of things. Again, sorry we couldn't get the presentations up on the screen tonight, but those are going to be posted on the city's website. So if you know anyone who missed this meeting tonight, it was live streamed. It's also going to be posted on our page, the Cannabis Information City of Ventura webpage, so they can watch the video there and then go ahead and submit those public comment forms. Again, that goes through July 22nd, this Friday at the close of the business day. Yes? I was not opposed to the Salzer's location. Oh, you said it's an appropriate. It's appropriate. It's appropriate. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. And that's it for tonight. Thank you. Have a good night.